right. Now I noticed. All right, so let me just bring some context here. Mike and Jessica had a back and forth earlier today in a stage. It went on for a bit, and it was pretty entertaining. I really enjoyed it. They both had their points, and it seems to have continued because Chani has entered our server because Tommy said, like, hey, fuck it, bring her in. Who cares? Like, at this point. And so she's back in our server now, and I guess this is like ignited something else again in this argument. So if you guys want to like go point by point in this situation, I'm gonna give it to Jessica first because you know it's just her, and ladies first, I guess. So if you want to like,
it's gonna make me start drinking.
So if you want to start, Jessica, go ahead.
I'm trying to go to the thingy. So in your twit longer, my biggest issue is that you don't consider that twit longer as a defense of Chani, and you say, oh, well, the reason why I said, oh, she didn't do this, or, oh, she didn't do that, it was because I was just, correcting, false allegations and whatnot, okay? So then if you think about Technical's video on Zero, where you consider as a complete defense of Zero, right? You think about
can you find a quote? Can you find a quote where I said that that's a complete defense of Zero?
So you don't agree that it's a defense of Zero?
Did you just assume that that's what I think? Because I've never said that.
Yes. Do you think that? Say it. Do you think that?
I don't think it's a complete defense of Zero. No, I think there are parts of it defending Zero.
So you think it is a defense, a little bit of Zero?
Yeah, parts, yes.
Okay, so do you agree then that parts of your twit longer are a defense of Chani?
Which parts are you referring to?
God, let me pull it up. Hold on.
So you want to ask, because I mean, there's plenty of different things on that twit longer that I think is a defense, but there's here's the first part of it. Fact of the matter is, I'm still talking with Chani. I know people have already found out, so it is what it is. This is after he already lied and said that he wasn't. All the evidence is out there about what she did, and I was truthful when I said I didn't know the full context of what she did. I didn't know she had a crush, nor told Bob that she did have a crush. What I know is that she told Lex she was confused about how she felt about Bob. I wasn't aware of any of the DMs. I always told her not to, as anyone who knows me knows, I'm not okay with making sexual jokes towards minors. I don't think she's a pedo. I don't know if I'd call her a groomer, since I see the messages as jokes, like Technical's messages, or Technical's brother's messages to the kids in chat. Those were just jokes, right? But I also see the argument as to why she is one. And then here's all the defense, I never watched furry gore porn with her. She never sent porn to Bob, as far as I'm aware. She has never sent any nudes or had e-sex with Bob. She has never raped a 6-year-old. She didn't watch Cuties with Bob. This community gave me a lot, more than I ever received before. But since February, I've had to watch friend after friend be kicked from the community. And to be honest, they deserved it. Abe and Lex especially, only after the facts, because when it was going on, it was not about kicking her from the community. It was about being nice to her because she's going through it. Let's see, what else is there? But at this point, I can't just be friends with someone without fear I'm going to be canceled. And then I think it's best I move on from the community. How does that statement not say, because I can't be friends with someone, I'm just going to leave the community?
Oh, first of all, that's not the whole twit longer. You left parts out of it, specifically parts where I say the other reasons why I left. So again, you want to talk about playing semantics, you're literally cutting words out of my twit longer. So that's the first thing I want to point out. Second of all, the Abe thing,
I can show the twit longer.
I mean, you can show it and they can see that you literally did cut out parts of it.
I just said what you
Jesska,
said in that
shut the fuck up and let Mike speak.
Wait, you're right. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so about the Abe thing, I'm going to make a slight deviation to that. So when I was arguing with you, I never once said you should be nice to Abe. I never once said anything like that. I was under the impression that we were either on our way to being friends or being closer friends, at which point my only argument was if we are closer friends, if you could not perpetuate the memes at the time, because me and other people were still closer to her. Now, obviously, that ended up falling apart either way. Now, you said the reason why I didn't go at Augie, Nick, and other people for going at her is because I'm not friends with those guys. I'm acquainted with them. I've talked to them. In fact, I've talked to them more now than I did before. But I'm not friends with them. So I'm under no obligation to ask them that. That was the difference in the situation. I never once defended Abe's actions except for the very initial start of it. But when we were arguing, I didn't defend her actions when I was arguing with you. So, as for the whole me defending Hani thing, nowhere in that do I say that her actions are okay. And in the clip you posted, or that Matt posted in the SFTP chat, I literally say, regardless of whether you want to define what she did as grooming, she still deserved what she got, and Bob was still a victim. So if I'm literally saying what she still did was wrong despite how you define it, how is that a defense?
How is it a defense when Technical said, I understand that what Zero did was wrong, but it's not, and I don't think that he should come back to the Smash community, but I do want to say that I think he could come back to making content.
Question with the question.
And that's kind of
All
like a whataboutism, isn't it?
First of all,
It's 100%.
Second of all, I liked how you added the point that when Tech defended his brother, he said they were jokes. Okay, if Hani sent nudes to Bob, you would not find me saying her sending nudes to Bob was a joke. Okay, so it's not a one-to-one comparison. Second of all, the thing with Zero is there are certain parts. What I think Tech did as a defense was cutting out the major parts of the Katie stuff. I don't think him saying, well, I like Zero and I think he should be allowed to make content again. That's not a defense. That's an opinion.
If you can repeat that last part, what's not a defense? What's an opinion?
Him saying, I don't think he's a pedophile and I think he can still make content is not a defense. That's an opinion. That doesn't defend the actions that he did. The defense is him leaving out important parts of the Katie DMs. That's the defense. The other part of that defense is excusing the actions by saying he was born here. This is the reason why he did that. He was abused. In my Twitlonger, I never point out that, well, the reason Hani did this and that was because she was abused or that she's from Belgium or that this and that. I didn't make any defenses like that because there were no defenses to be made. What she did was wrong. And I've always stated, even from the Twitlonger, what she did was wrong. I've never defended her actions to say otherwise. I mean, maybe if you think staying friends with someone is a defense, then I guess that's your opinion. I don't think that's the case. Because if that's the case, that means Colossal defended Keemstar back in 2016 and a whole bunch of other cases where people stayed friends with people who did bad things. It does not necessarily equivalent to a defense.
Mm-hmm. So when you're leaving out, because there was a part in that live stream in the beginning where you were talking about, no, I didn't go over this part, but and I'm sorry about that, but I got to look at the fucking clip. But there was a point where you in that live stream said that there was stuff you left out of this Twitlonger.
The stuff I left out of the Twitlonger was my personal life. That had nothing to do with Ani.
I think what you're referring to is the bottom part where you say, but honestly, this whole thing has caused me more stress than I've experienced in a while. That, along with me needing to focus more on school and getting a better job, has all pushed me towards this decision.
I'm talking about when he's talking about, when you leave out aspects of an allegation. And in one of the clips that in the video, there's a part where you were talking about how you left stuff out of your Twitlonger. Hold on, let me go to it. Jesus Christ. I really thought I had 30 minutes to get this together.
Look, fair enough. Yeah,
right
take your time. It's cool. Like, we're not, like, I obviously had to, like, rush it out because blame Exy. I appreciate it if you blame that guy. While we wait, Chani has been back in the server. Does anyone in this call take issue with that at all?
Nah.
I'm more or less talking to Mike, Party, Exy. Any of you guys got issues with that, or?
Not really. I just don't care. If she wants to just be on Twitter or Discord, it's not really my concern.
I'm in agreement on that one.
Okay.
Well, instead of just finding it, fuck it, whatever. It's gonna be too much for me to do this and try to find that clip again. I listened to it, but I didn't clip it. So you admit that you sort of defended Chani and that you sort of left the community for Chani.
So no, I never said I sort of defended her. You said that wasn't the Technicals video an absolute defense, and I said I don't think that. I think there are parts of it that defend him. And then you said, so then your thing is a defense. So I asked you to give me points that you thought I defended Hani. So as far as I can see, I don't see the point where I defended Hani yet.
The fact that all right, so let me say this then, because you did make a statement prior. I do see you remaining friends with her, making a twit longer, clearing up any misinformation about her, and leaving the community partially for her as a defense. Because if you weren't defending her and you didn't defend any of her actions, why the fuck would you still remain friends with her? Why the fuck would you clear up lies for her? Why the fuck would you leave the community because she's the straw that broke the camel's back? Now that everyone doesn't want me to be friends with Chani and I can't be friends with Chani, I guess I'll just leave the community.
So I don't think staying friends with someone, despite disagreeing with what they have done, is a defense. That's my.
So why did you feel the need to defend points that were wrong about her?
Because what's true is true and what's not true is not true. If someone's spreading the idea that she raped a 6-year-old, that's not true.
So she can't speak for herself?
She had deleted her Twitter at the time.
So then why did you butt in? Just like, why did you butt in with Abe? Why did you butt in with Winter? Why did you butt in with all these people? If something happens, so say this, let me put it this way. So let me put it this way. If someone in the community, say Zell, like the Zell shit happened, and I went online, Twitter, without anybody saying anything to me, right? Nothing to do with me, but I went online and I said, okay, you guys, you know what? I'm still friends with Zell. And, there are some things that, she did that, it could have been wrong, but I think it was intent. Intent matters. She didn't intend to do that, I don't think. And, I got a lot of stuff going on. And if I can't be friends with Zell without getting shit from you guys, then I'm just going to leave. What does that sound like to you?
The difference, first of all, is what Zell did is worse than what Hani did. I think
I'm asking you.
She actually. So, and this is again whataboutism. But anyways, to go to your point, if what you're specifically doing, and if you made a tweet longer, same as mine about Zell, you stayed friends with her, and you cleared up any misinformation, but you didn't defend the actions she actually took, then no.
Well,
that's
you
not a
said that
defense.
you said you thought of them as jokes, and it wasn't, and you don't consider her a groomer or pedo, and you understand
what she did was still wrong. I also said what she still did was wrong, and she deserved what she got.
Okay.
So what's your point?
So no, it's just such it's a hypocrisy to me, because
how is it a hypocrisy?
If you agree, because it's the same reason why I think Steve's being hypocritical with this Maya shit, because both of you guys have different, like, you side with everyone when it comes to Tech and Zero about Zero's video being a defense or a Tech's video being a semi-defense of Zero, because he came on and said, hey, I know that this was wrong and I don't condone those actions, but this stuff right here, that's not, you didn't go in your twit longer, you didn't really say the whole story of what Bob said. You left the shit out. You said, because, I don't know about this, or I didn't know about this, or I didn't know about that. But the only thing that you really said was, she didn't do this, she didn't do that, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. This was probably jokes, and this, it wasn't it was intent. I don't think she intended to groom Bob. I don't think she intended to do that. How is that not a defense to say, I don't think she intended to do that?
Time out. Mike, do you have a retort?
Okay, so you're saying it's a hypocrisy, but all you know is that I said it's a semi-defense of Technical's video is a semi-defense of Zero. But you're saying it's a hypocrisy without knowing what parts I think are the defense. I don't think the parts where he clears up what's not true about Zero is the defense. I don't think the part where he says I don't think he's a pedo as a defense. I don't think the part where he says he can continue making content is a defense. I don't think the part of him saying I like Zero is a defense. All right, he's making a video about Zero. This is a video. This is to a fucking audience of however many people saw the video. So he is obligated to put all the details of what actually happened between Zero and Katie. I am making a twit longer leaving Twitter. I'm not making a video. I don't have an obligation when there's already been, it's already been detailed exactly what she did. The entire DMs and everything already came out about all the things she did.
So Zero's twit longer detailing everything that happened wasn't a detail of everything that happened?
Zero's twit
Why go
longer.
into something? Why go into, why go in a video about everything that was on Zero's twit longer? And not to mention the fact that when it comes to Katie, you say, oh, I made that twit longer because I was leaving the community. This was going to be my final goodbye. And Zero's twit longer was him leaving the community. It was his final goodbye.
All right, so you're comparing my twit longer of the person who didn't actually do the crime to Zero who actually did do the crime. That's again not a good comparison.
You can't say there's
the comparison is between me and technicals. Now you're switching it to a comparison between me and Zero.
I mean, I'm just comparing it to both situations, honestly.
All of your I want to point out all your arguments have been whataboutisms.
Yes, they have been. I 100%. I will 100% admit that they have been whataboutisms. What exactly that? Because that's just how I see it. I see your twit longer as a defense. In your video with Exotic, you said if you see that as a defense, I can understand, but that it wasn't. So then I say, okay, so it was a defense, and you're like, no.
The difference is that you're out here. So you're out here saying, oh, let's bring Hani back, support bringing Hani back. And the reason why you want to do that is so that way I admit that I defended Hani. The difference is it's not you just saying, well, I think you defended Hani, and that's my opinion. It's you wanting me to admit that I defended her when I do not believe that I defended her. Nor was it my intent to defend her. So you want me to admit to something that I had no intent, nor do I believe happened. It's not as simple as, well, I think you defended her, and that's it. It's not that. You're bringing her and using her as a tool to try to make me come out here and now have to explain the same thing I already explained in the fucking podcast that I did, which I gave Matt the clip, where in that same clip, I literally say she got what was coming to her, she deserved what happened, and I don't defend any of her actions, and everything she did was wrong, regardless of what I define her action as.
That was your welcoming back podcast. What about your twit longer, though?
You mean the twit longer I did at the spur of the moment before I left? I was literally on call with someone. This was also, I'm not going to use this as a defense. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, you've kind of like went back on that twit longer and said, look, I shouldn't have done that. I should have took some time off and, not really said all that, right?
I agree that the twit longer should have been better worded. I mean, there's a whole other side of the reason why I left. Another thing you kept trying to do is say the sole reason I left was for Hani. When there was multiple reasons.
I never
There's literally
said
people in chat who can say that you wanted me to admit
all
that
I've
was the
said,
reason.
No, admit that was a reason.
I always said it was a reason. In the twit longer, I say it's the straw that broke the camel's back. In the podcast, I say it's the straw that broke the camel's back. I've always stated it was a reason.
That's what I'm saying. It was a reason, and you're like, no, I didn't leave the community.
I've said it wasn't the sole.
Just say, all right, yes, I left the community partially because of Chani.
Why would I need to say it if I've said that?
You denied that.
I've never said that. In the twit longer, I don't say that.
One at a time. One at a time.
In the twit longer, you say it. In the podcast, you don't. In the podcast, you're like, no, I didn't really leave the community for Chani. I understand why people would think that.
In the podcast, I said the specific verbiage. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Exotic can back me up. The party can back me up. They were both on the podcast. That's exactly what I said. That she was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I can confirm on that.
Okay. Right.
All right.
I want to throw in a
go ahead, party. I'm
sorry. Here. You're good. Like after all that, Mike went on to say in that podcast that if Hani tried to go after Bob again, then he would cut all ties. So I figured I'd throw that in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's, Jessica, my question is like, what's the grudge here? Why, like, this has been a while. This was almost a year ago, and you're still kind of holding on to it.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's the same. It's the same reason why when this happens with other people in the community, why I hold a grudge. But when I don't give you a fucking valid reason to dislike me, and then you go on what I feel as like a kind of warpath against me, where if I do anything worth tweeting about, you're shitting on me, or if I didn't do anything to Mike to make him dislike me, except for go after Abe, except for go after Winter, except for go after fucking Chani. That's all I did. And in hindsight, after all the fact, now Mike's like, well, fuck those people. Those people, boo, bad,
Well,
but that was the whole reason why he disliked me. And I feel that that's not a good fucking reason to dislike me. And it makes me feel like he's disingenuous, because if that's the thing because to me, this is what I feel like. Now, after the fact, yeah, I fucking went ham on Mike afterwards because I'm petty and I was mad about it. Okay. But the fact that all of a sudden, this person who we never talked in private, everything was on Twitter. We never, we weren't in any group chats together. We didn't have really any interactions other than Twitter. This person is going after me and bringing all of their friends to come after me because I'm going after Abe. And then we become cool again. And then I start going after Winter, and all of a sudden, all bets are off. And then in hindsight, you find out, oh, he actually agrees with my take now, but I'm still fucking on the shit list. Like, to me, that's why it bugs me, is because I don't think that he had a fucking valid reason.
All right, let Mike speak.
All right, so your timeline is off, and I don't think you're doing that intentionally. All right, the very first time, our beginning of our whole interactions was now when I was doing those Twitter things, and then sometimes you'd reply, "Oh, I'm not on these," and then I was like, "Okay, maybe I'll get to know this person better." The first time we had a disagreement, and it wasn't attack. You label it as an attack. We had a disagreement and a back and forth was about the Deaf Noodles thing. That was the first time we had a back and forth. Then when the Abe thing happened, you literally stated you attacked me for my Deaf Noodles opinion, so I'm going to attack Abe. So you were still mad about that because that was months between the two events. So then we go forward to the Winter thing, okay? I never once defended Winter's actions. I stayed friends with her, and I'm actually still friends with her to this day. I still think what she did was wrong, but I'm still friends with Winter to this day because she's not wronged me as a friend. Okay, so I've never gone back on my word with Winter. Me going back on Abe isn't now, isn't a few months ago. It was literally a week after the thing. Not even, maybe 3 days after that whole thing went down, because she sent me that fucking picture of self-harm. Okay, so that friendship ended really fast.
What you put on that art?
She wrote the N-word. I
Wait,
always forget if it was hard R or soft.
No, it was
wait,
not.
okay. Hold on. I heard that she only wrote like a marker on her word. And then people were saying she carved the word. Like, which one was it?
No, it was not. I never stated it was carving. It was written. If it was in marker, if it was in something else, I don't know. The intent was for me to think it was in blood. And when I saw it for a split second, and I assumed it was blood.
So you thought it was self-harm?
Yes. Okay. But I mean, the intent was, whether it was or not, the intent was for me to believe that it was self-harm.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like, well, anyways. So that whole thing of me not being friends with her didn't happen after months of time of me thinking about it. It happened pretty right away. And I initially, very much at the start, did try to defend her by saying, oh, it was because she was drunk, this and that. I talked to Tommy and Nick about it in the news server. The moment that our friendship backfired on me, and the moment I realized how far she went with this shit, talking to everybody, I told Nick and Tommy to their face that they were right, and I was wrong. Okay? The Winter thing, again, I never defended Winter, all right? I never did. The only thing I ever defended her was from the false allegations that she tried to groom someone because someone that was watching all my streams thought that she was flirting with someone on my stream, which has already been debunked. That's the only time I defended her. So again, not defending her, clearing up what is actually something that happened. And with the Honey stuff, I went at you, not for this topic, not for the Bob topic, for a totally separate topic. And it wasn't even about what you were arguing about. I can't even remember what we were arguing about because the whole thing she had with Serge, I was completely unaware of because I was off Twitter that day they had their little spat. So this thing between me and you is just something that's been constantly going on. All right? I just don't like you. It's not anything crazy. It's not because, oh, I have a vendetta against you. And you saying I bring people together to attack you, I do not recall ever doing that. If I did do that, I honest to God cannot remember doing that. But I do not recall sending all my friends to attack you for an opinion that you had. You had a hot take about Deaf Noodles. People came at you. I didn't ask people to come at you. People came at you. Okay? Then the thing with Abe happened. Me and 2 or 3 other people, you know, that were cool with Abe, then went at you. I didn't ask them to go at you. They went at you. Then the thing with Winter happened. People weren't going at you. I was the only one on my side. So it's not about having someone behind. It's not about getting the group to attack you. I go at you the same way I've gone at Exotic, the same way I go at other people when I disagree with them. It's not to fucking attack them. It's because if I have a disagreement, I'm going to voice my disagreement. If you take that as an attack, I'm sorry, but it's not.
So I just want to like point out, like, so what you're saying, Mike, is that she is associating everyone else with you, like she's grouping you into that group that are going at her, right?
I mean, if there was a time I asked someone to, hey, she said this thing, let's both go at her, I will concede that I did that. I do not recall ever doing that.
I want to say that, you know, I've never ever heard Mike ever say, not just to Jessica, but to just anyone, to just, hey guys, let's just go and attack this person. That's never happened before.
Yeah,
Well, so what I got was, and I go through my drive to find it. Like I said, I just didn't have enough time. But what I got from someone was during the Abe thing, I got you saying, hey, you guys, we need to get Jessica. Jessica keeps on going after Abe. Like, she's not stopping. We need to tell her, we need to get her to stop doing this publicly. And that's when everyone came up and on an opinion that I had. So you say, oh, it's not me attacking, you, it's me sharing opinion that I feel is different. And yet I was sharing an opinion about Abe and you were like, you're attacking her. So when it came to the Deaf Noodles, you're right. I might be completely fucking wrong. I know when the Deaf Noodles and Augie debate happened, I remember saying that, Augie kind of, lambasted him because it wasn't supposed to be live and they had an agreement that it wasn't supposed to be live and, whatnot. Like I was defending Def on that point, which I was right about later on, come to find out that they did indeed have an agreement and they did agree not to do it live and Augie did it live anyway. But that Deaf Noodles thing, that might have been the first time, but I didn't really feel like that was I felt like that was a dog pile, but I didn't, that's not something that I felt was like, oh, how dare Mike do this, But as for the Abe thing, that's when this really all started for me, is because I was at that point during the Abe thing thinking, Mike seems like all of my friends like Mike. I haven't really talked to Mike. I think me and Mike should, maybe be friends because he's friends with everybody I know. And you're still friends with everybody I know. And so we were doing that. And then I make a statement about Abe. And then all of you guys come at it. And then later on, I think like maybe 2 weeks after that, I get a screenshot of you in a Discord with all of the other people saying, Jessica's not stopping, and I understand that maybe it was because you were freaked out because of what Abe was doing behind the scenes with you, but that to me was you sending people to come after me over an opinion that I was right about. I had a right, and I felt like I had a right to do it on Twitter. Everyone and you guys were like, well, you and Chani were like, well, because our close friends. And I'm like, when have we been close friends? We're not there. we don't talk about, we don't like, maybe Chani, like I talked to Chani more than I talked to you. So she had more of a reason to call me a close friend, but
Keep talking.
okay.
Keep talking.
But it was, but that was my whole thing is, so I can't have an opinion about this, but Nick and Augie and everybody else can have an opinion about this, but I share the same opinion, and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. And that's how I felt about that situation. And you can dislike me all you want, but the thing is, what hurts me is that I never gave you to me, other than the Abe shit, I never gave you a reason to dislike me.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, so maybe you don't. You know what? I'll give you this because I, honest to God, can't remember writing that message for telling people to come at you. But I also don't know if it makes much sense if I was the one to say that, because I was the third person to come at you. I recall the first person to go at you was Isaac and Hani. I was the third person to come at you during the whole Abe thing. Okay. But if I did say that, I'll genuinely apologize. I, honest to God, cannot remember saying that. If I get a screenshot of that, you know, even if I don't get a screenshot of that, I'm just going to take your word for it that screenshot exists. I apologize for that. But I really do not remember doing that. All right, first of all. Second of all, maybe you don't remember it, but I do remember that you were bitter about the Deaf Noodles thing during the Abe thing, because you did use that as a point. You said, hey, you guys attacked me when I went at Deaf Noodles, so now I'm going to go at Abe, and I don't care what any of you say. You said roughly that statement. So even if you don't think the Deaf Noodles thing was the start of it, you did say that.
I don't exactly remember that, but I bet I did, because that, I mean, when it comes down to it, same thing in this conversation between me and you, it was all about, you know, whataboutisms kind of shit. But I do remember saying, like, I remember saying, well, we're not close friends, but I don't remember the Deaf Noodles point, but I probably would have, because to me that would have been a fucking good point. Like, what? So y'all can go after me publicly for this Deaf Noodles opinion, but I can't go after Abe for this really fucked up shit that she's doing. And you say that you didn't know about Abe going behind the scenes and telling people about Ricky, but in that same tweet that you're replying to me in, Nick says that. So I don't know if you saw it, because it wasn't in that first thread. It was like in the second part of the thread. But Nick says she's, you know, about her going around in private to DMs of people about Ricky. That was the whole reason why he got mad. That was the whole point of it, was because she was going behind the scenes telling everybody about Ricky grooming her and how he forced her to dye her hair purple and forced her to buy a video game or whatever. That was the whole tweet. So the thread.
The timeline is a little off here. So what started was Nick subtweeting Abe. Didn't at her, didn't reveal her name yet. I went into the call with Tommy, kind of defended, then I left. The next day, Nick released the tweet longer where he added Abe, totally outed her. That's when I got the full info. The third
That's
day,
where I was in. That's what I was in. That's the one I was in.
Arguing. My argument wasn't about defending her. My argument was really just about, there are some people that are close to her that you're close to, and that they don't like that. It wasn't just about me. It was about the other people that were arguing with you. How close you were to them, I don't know. That's the word I got. All right? I didn't think we were close. I thought people that you were close with, like Turtle at the time, I believe, was still cool with it. Like the whole me coming at you wasn't to say it's not cool to shit on her. The point of me coming at you was there were people close to you that were trying to avoid it. Like Turtle, for example. Turtle was still cool with Abe. She was trying to avoid the whole thing. I think it was the 4th or 5th day after this whole thing started was when I got the self-harm thing. And that's when I went back on everything. I believe that's the timeline. I mean, it's been literally, I think at this point it's been over a year since that all happened.
Well, yeah, like the whole argument for everyone was like, for me, not to do this publicly. And not to talk about it publicly. That was their whole thing. It was your whole thing. Like, don't do this publicly. Stop talking about it publicly. For me, for only me, in a thread of a whole bunch of people that we're in a community with, doing it publicly. And I felt like, what the fuck? Why are you guys, what the fuck? Why are you guys coming at me? And then I think it was Chani was like, or whoever said it was like, well, because, I figured, our friends wouldn't be talking about her. And I'm like, I'm not friends with her. And they're like, yeah, but you're friends with us. And I'm like, I'm not friends with you. And they're like, oh, well, and then they just started shitting on me, even after the fact. I said, no, I don't feel like we're friends. We're not close. Like, I don't, just because I talk to someone on Twitter doesn't automatically mean, oh, we're friends. Like, I would consider me and Exotic friends because, he made that funny ass video about me and whatnot. And I like him as, as a subscriber, and we talk outside of Twitter. I would consider all the people that I'm in group chats with friends because we talk outside of Twitter. Those are people that are friends to me because it goes beyond just Twitter. And so everyone's like, after I said, oh, well, I don't consider us friends, then I just got even more shit about how, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And she's in the mood.
I think we're going in a little
this is looping. Sorry.
There is someone who wanted to say something real quick. He said he had a very important addition to this.
Okay.
Unk, do you want to come in real quick?
Oh. Yeah, all right. I'm literally the biggest intellectual in this community, okay? I'll sort of like that, okay? So, listen, I don't know what any of you guys are arguing about. I just know sure as shit not siding with the woman on this one.
Of course you're not.
All right, hold on, Jessica, because I got to ask you a question. I wanted to ask you, you're talking about the part in Mike's Twit Longer where he lists all these things that Hani didn't do. And you were kind of, do you have a problem with him doing that?
Well, yeah, because why did he have to?
Do you think that it's okay if someone does something wrong? Do you think it's okay to then push lies against them?
No, but it's perfectly fine for that person that's getting their lies put out against them to say it for themselves.
Because because I've seen a lot of people recently with Tech's brother try to say Technical's brother wants to fuck kids or whatever. And I've seen a lot of people try to tackle those points and be like, hey, no, just because Tech's brother did something like that, we can't go and then try to push that forward and be like, oh, let's call him a pedo or whatever. And I think that's similar to what Mike's was doing and what we're trying to do with that Twit Longer statement is just because Hani did something with Bob doesn't mean you can go around and say, oh, she raped a 6-year-old and she was sending him nudes, because that's just not true. That didn't happen.
Well, so
and if I'm friends with her at the time, why wouldn't I point out things that are not true? I was still friends with her at the time.
That's what I was just about to point out, is the fact that there's a difference between people saying, oh, well, this isn't true, to keep people from spreading lies about a story and making other people look bad. Even fucking Connor did it just recently, where he was like, oh, well, you sent, your brother sent dick pics to a 13-year-old kind of thing. Even Connor did that recently. And it's one thing to be like, yo, Connor, no, that's already been cleared up because Tech cleared it up. And then here's this stuff about Chani that Chani didn't clear up, but Mike felt the need to clear it up because he's friends with her. And
she did. Okay. So to be very clear, on her new account, whenever she tried to make a new account, she did try clearing it up. But on a brand new account with no followers, with a person that's already hated, defending themselves and pointing out, I didn't do this, no one's going to, one, believe it. No one's going to see it.
But see, that's the thing. So we just didn't see it, her defending it. And so
she would make defenses, then delete her account again. And reactivate, then delete again. She did this for a month straight, where she kept activating, deactivating, new account, activating, deactivating.
So then if people don't see that, all they see is all of a sudden out of the blue, Mike comes up and he's like, all right, yeah, we're friends. All right, I know I lied, we're friends. And I'm still going to be friends with her. Well, and if you guys aren't going to accept that, I'm going to be gone.
Well, people were seeing it. But the thing is, though, is that no one really gave a shit. That's the thing. And because I remember seeing people posting screenshots of oh, look, this is Hani's new account and whatnot. And I remember looking on that account, and then, she would come up and just tweet a bunch of stuff at people and try to defend herself. But I mean, no one really gave a shit. So I mean, personally for me, I just want to keep things to the facts. I mean, it's fine to criticize Hani, it's fine to criticize Tech's brother, but if you're trying to say some like crazy shit like, oh, Tech's brother wants like fuck kids or Hani sending nudes to Bob, then nah, we don't do that shit here. It's like we just keep things to the facts and let's not go into like it's like Spurg territory where we just like lie about people.
Just for me, because I didn't see it, and all of a sudden it just seemed like out of the blue, Mike just was like, "Hey, you guys, friends with Chani, and I'm gonna leave the community because you guys won't accept that we're friends." And there's other stuff going on. That was like a little bit at the very end of his tweet longer about other stuff going on. The majority of it was there's stuff that she didn't do, and we're still friends. And if I can't be friends with her and stay in the community, I'm out. So to me, that seemed like one, he's leaving because he says the straw that broke the camel's back, that he's leaving because he can't be friends with her and be in the community, because it's what the Twitlonger says. And two, he's defending her, yes, against incorrect stuff, but it is a defense of her against incorrect stuff. So like it is all semantics, but the fact of the matter is, to me, all of that is, yes, that Twitlonger did defend her, and yes, it said that what she did didn't seem that bad.
We're still going in circles. Mike, do you have anything else left to say?
All right, so you literally said that I didn't see her defense of it. That's literally the point. No one saw her pointing out that these things being said about her wasn't true. So if I'm still friends with her at the time, why wouldn't I point out things that are false about her? Meanwhile, also still condemning the things she actually did do. And also
sort of condemning, but minimalizing it.
No. It's not minimizing.
You said you thought it was a joke.
Yes, I thought some of the things she said were jokes.
Okay, so some of the things that she said, you saw as jokes.
I don't think it's right to make jokes towards minors like that at her age. So I think it's still wrong, and it's still detrimental to a minor.
Okay,
and think those things. Hold on, I also want to say this. You know what? What were you gonna say, Matt? Because now I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, is there any way we can just meet in the middle here? Like, you guys have been going for almost an hour now.
I'm fine with Jessica believing that I still defended her. I just don't believe I did, and I'm not going to admit that I did because I don't believe. Because it's not what I believe. I'm not gonna say something I don't believe.
All right. So as I look, and the only like, if Mike can stop talking about me behind the scenes, stop.
Okay.
Don't
mention me. I'm a part of a group chat with Mike. I don't think he's said anything.
Yeah, we haven't. You. Just letting you know, we haven't talked about you like at all. Like,
yeah,
I talked about you when the half-baked thing happened because literally everyone talked about you. I haven't talked about you besides that. You, on the other hand, I've been told on multiple streams, have talked about me multiple times, and this is on streams. This isn't in this thing that we're doing now. It's not in a private group chat. It's on streams. It's been on Tipster streams. I've heard it multiple times that you've talked about me.
Yeah,
so me talking about you,
well.
That's not a problem for me to do because the only time I talked about you was the half-baked shit when everybody was talking about you. But you talking about me, you can keep doing that if you want. I literally don't care. But don't try to say that I've been out here talking smack about you like it's my favorite thing in the world.
Or that you do it just in general, because that's not true.
I can attest to, like, I don't think anyone's really been talking shit about you since the half-baked thing. That's the only time I remember really people giving you shit, Jessica. That's the only thing I can remember. So, is there a way we could just, like, be like, all right, like, because this was like a year ago. This whole thing's been a year. I think Mike the Bike is, he's a cool dude. I didn't really think he did anything wrong, like extremely wrong. I think he deserves to be back into the community, like. And I'm glad we could like have this debate, discussion, whatever you want to call it, blood sport, whatever. So do you think you guys can be cool with each other, or just kind of like, not cross each other's paths? Like, how do you guys want to go about this?
I just don't want to cross each other's. I will not cross paths.
She has me blocked. I have her blocked on my alt. I don't have a problem with not getting in her path or anything like that.
Core had a question. I don't know.
Yeah, it's only for Mike. Mike, I just had a random thought. Do you talk to Linead and or Abe Zwanek still? Just out of curiosity.
No, I don't talk. I mean, I tried to. I think one time this is like a month after, I did try to DM Lionhead. I think this was before he kind of went like nutso and made that whole like, oh, when Nick and Augie are guilty for someone killing themselves, I'll be back or whatever. I think that after that, I was like, yeah, I don't really want to associate with this guy anymore. But I did try, I think, a month after all that happened to reach out to him just to see what was up. Because I didn't consider him a friend, but I considered us like friendly. But other than that, no. And Abe, I pretty much blocked her like very shortly after she sent me the self-harm pic. So, no.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had.
All right. One more quick question. I've already asked you this before, Mike, and I think I worded it wrong because I said voice modulator. Is Chani faking her voice at all? Like at all? Is she hiring it like herself? Is she using a voice?
Well, I know for a fact that she has a real voice because I have seen the clip where her voice is like a more normal pitch.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't want to go into detail about this part, but I don't know if her current voice is trauma induced.
Yeah.
Because I've been in really like in the past I've been in really long conversations with her, not heard her voice waver like a single time. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if that's like done intentionally, that takes immense I don't even know how you could do it.
So what you're saying is you've been in private calls with her, you've talked to her for a long, like in-depth amount of time, and she has never changed her voice at all.
Oh.
No. Okay. Jesska, anything else to add?
Mm-mm.
Party, you got anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Exotic, anything else?
No, that was the only question I have.
All right, guys. Well, go ahead, Freak.
Yeah. What's the difference between Abe rating the hard R and the soft R on her? I'm just curious.
2 letters, I think, or 1 letter.
It's just the fact that I don't know. You could say either one. One of them is right, one of them is not. That's basically.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay. If anyone has any questions in the audience, I will bring you up. If you want to do this right now, just raise your hand. I know Aiden was here for a second. He said he had a counterpoint for Mike about the Abe stuff, but I think
I had someone who asked that.
Yeah, I'm not bringing you in, Rick. You have no idea what's going on.
Just message Aiden, Freak.
I'm gonna bring in Tomato Man. He has a.
Yo, what up, shawties?
What up, Tomato? What's going on, man?
I got a question for you, Mike. In a 3-on-3 game of basketball, you can pick 2 teammates. You got Hani, you got Zell, you got Mr. Girl, and you got Lion Maker out of that roster. You gotta face a team of Tipster, Tommy, and Technicals. Who you picking and why?
How tall was Zell? I don't know how tall she was.
I don't know, but she's old as shit, so she's a little slow.
She is old. I think I'll probably not go with Lion Maker because he seems really overweight.
Bro,
I'm on the team, so we're gonna lose.
He's like 6'4" or something.
Oh, okay. I'll pick Lion Maker and Zell then, because those are like the taller ones, I think.
Good choice.
Mr. Girl is also really tall, I think.
See, I would have picked Hani though instead of Zell because she's really fat, so she could play some good ass defense. You run into that bitch, you falling over straight up. I'm gonna be real. Her mid range defense probably goated as fuck. It's probably up there with Nick's.
Oh my god.
All right.
But yeah, that's all I got for today.
I appreciate that, Tomato.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you get hit by Tipster, your ass is hitting the ground.
Good call.
Fenise, you got any questions for us?
Yes, I got one from Matt. I recently injured my knee the other day, and I just want to know how you live life with only one leg.
Very.
Please.
Can I just answer this unironically? 1 step at a time, Fenise.
No way.
Such a great guy. You are truly the one-legged god. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Oh shit, we got some callers in now. Plush man, I'm gonna bring you in.
Oh god.
Oh
no.
Oh shit.
That's Dirty John. Hey, Dirty John, what's up?
Hey,
no. Who's ever doing this? Core, stop doing this. God damn it.
I'm not doing anything, you
All right,
fucking-
freak. All right, freak.
It wasn't
Core,
me. It wasn't me.
toxic.
Not me.
I'm playing childish.
Hey, Plush man, what's good, man?
Yo, what's up? Anyways, I came here to say, Jesska, you're a woman, and Mike, you're a...
What? What?
Okay. Thank you for kicking him, whoever did that.
It got out. I
Bring-
definitely
bring
didn't do
him-
it.
I think he.
I think he did that himself.
Okay,
Mike, are
because
you-
I know
Mike, are you
exactly
still
what
there?
word he was going to say.
Mike, are you still there? Okay, let me back. All
Uh,
right, Nerdy
okay,
John,
there
you
we
got a
go.
question?
Yeah. So I have to ask Jessica. I understand like having like gripes with people in the community, especially over like little things over time. But like, why hold this in for so long?
When it comes to all of a sudden I'm disliked for absolutely no fucking reason, I just take issue with that. To me, because it just seemed like there was no fucking reason. I feel like I didn't give Mike a reason to dislike me. And at that point, when it happened, admittedly, I was, because he was friends with all my fucking friends, trying to, create a bridge between me and him. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't like me because of Abe. And then it comes down to me. This is all me, okay? Is I felt like, you don't like me for something, for having an opinion that you now share. And when you decided to side with me, it was still fuck Jessica. That's how I felt. So why would
Can I clarify the reason I don't like you isn't simply because of the Abe thing. The Deaf Noodles thing kind of soured me to you a little bit. That was one thing, right? Then the Abe thing happened. Then what happened at the end of the Abe thing was that I think what I did was I deleted my account. You took a screenshot of that and then went gloating about how I blocked you as a W, which I didn't. So that was another thing I didn't like, because that to me made it seem like you were lying about me. So
it
that
seemed
in
like
tandem,
it was blocked to me. Sorry.
right? But it would say I blocked you, not that my account doesn't exist.
Well, I was still fresh on Twitter at that time. I remember this. And people were
I'll
like,
take your
no,
word
that
for
he
it.
is.
I'll take your word for it that you didn't intentionally do that. You didn't intentionally lie. But that's what made me start not liking you. It wasn't simply just the Abe thing. It was a collection of things.
Yeah. But the only thing that I was aware of from you was the Abe thing. So that's why it felt like. And so if that was the case, if it was because you felt like I lied on you, then I could understand that more than the Abe thing.
Yeah, the Abe thing and the Deaf Noodles thing were just like smaller things. The big thing to me was I at the time thought you lied about me.
Well, the Deaf Noodles thing, I don't know if you can still dislike me over that thing, because that was a shit opinion that I had then that I don't have now, just like you had a shit opinion then that you don't have now.
Right, but so that was the thing, is like if the Deaf Noodles thing happened and that was the only thing that happened between us, I wouldn't just dislike you for that. That's why I'm saying it's a collection of things that led me to not liking you.
Okay. And to me, I can understand if you thought that I was intentionally lying on you. And so if that's the case, then it is what it is. What happened. And this is actually a good conversation to clear that up, because I can understand, I would hate someone lying on me too.
Right.
Jessica.
I also wanted to say this earlier. Sorry, Matt, but I also wanted to say this earlier. When we had that first little debate earlier on, you were saying to Tommy that I was disingenuous and he should watch out, because when if Augie and Nick ever turn on him, that I would join their side. So that's a total misjudgment on my character, because I've literally been asked by 3 different people to make a parody on the Nick and Tommy situation, and I've refused to do it because I've been a fan of Tommy since 2015. I'm a very loyal fan of Tommy's. I wouldn't turn on Tommy just because people that I also like turned on him.
Right, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think Tommy would have took it personally if you did make a song. But I mean, fair point. Fair play, man. I'm sure Tommy appreciates that sentiment.
I know Nick and Tommy wouldn't mind if I did make a parody. I just personally didn't want to, because I didn't find the situation funny. I found the Eminem meme afterwards funny, but the situation itself I don't really find funny.
Well, yeah, the technical clip.
Where do you stand on the green M&M?
I think the Green Eminem should have her boots back. That's my opinion on it.
Nice.
Matt, sorry, can I say something?
Yeah,
I think Jesska is like the Courtney Love of YouTube.
Of the commentary community?
Yeah.
Courtney Love of
the Community Council.
Well, I was going to ask you, Jessica. Sometimes you do kind of come off as a contrarian. Sometimes I will say, like you, and I don't mean that as a slight towards you. I mean that as like you seem to be the one that like tries to like look at the other side during a debate or an argument.
Yeah.
Like Repzilla, Nick, Technicals,
or Omnia. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
that.
what's your thought process usually? Because you're not afraid to like go against the grain, I guess. So
that's
like
just the thing is, I even got shit during the Tommy Nick thing because I said people were like, "Oh, Tommy blew this out of proportion." I was like, "No, he didn't." I was like, "If you know how Tommy is and you know how Nick is with the John Swan thing, that to me," and I got shit on Twitter for saying that. Like, no, he didn't blow this out of like I got shit for defending Tommy during that thing, and it's just a matter of I can literally see all sides of a situation, but in this Mike, like with Mike the Bike though, I couldn't because I was so blinded by the fact that why the fuck do you not like me? I don't go like I can understand people like Omnia not liking me. I can understand certain people that I go after not liking me. Steve not liking me. Certain things like that. So I was blinded with the Mike thing, and I was not seeing any side whatsoever when it came to Mike. But typically when something's going on, it's not me being contrarian. It's me saying, no, nah, that doesn't seem right to me. That's just really it is. I can see all sides of a situation, and I'm not afraid to say it.
All right, I want to add Planet for Weirdos. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. I'll bring you in.
Hello.
Hey, I'm gonna
be honest with you, Jessica. I dislike people for way less. I dislike people for their profile pictures. I'm not someone. I think you're a spurg if you have a SpongeBob profile picture. This is how bad it is.
I want to say, everyone should follow Planet. She's a great artist.
Shut up.
Yeah, she just needs to post more art.
Fuck off.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. Post more art. Post more art.
I just about the disliking thing. People dislike people for a lot of petty reasons. Whether you just get a bad vibe from them, whether you don't like the way they talk, whether it just, I don't know. There's a lot of different reasons to why Micah might have disliked you, and he might be stupid for that, and he might be correct for that. Who knows? It just, and also that doesn't mean you're wrong for feeling this way. You have the right to be petty about it too, but I think sometimes you take it a bit too far.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Oh yeah.
Last thing I wanted to say is just comparing the tweet longer that Mike made to what the tweet longer that Zero made. It does not make sense to me at all. Why did you do that?
It wasn't so much so the same reason why me and Nick had that debate when I said that he was making Repzilla arguments was because when him and Repzilla were debating, the base of that argument was you can't base something that Gabby did in the past to something that she's doing now, kind of thing. That was the base of it. So to me, with the twitlongers, the base of Zero's twitlonger and Mike's twitlonger was, I'm leaving the community, so here's everything, and here's stuff that I didn't do, but here's stuff that did happen, kind of situation. So it wasn't like I wasn't basing it on the exact situations as much as the, I guess you can say, semantics of it. Like I just said, those kind of bullet points. That's where I made the comparison of it. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm comparing Mike defending Chani to Zero defending, or to, Zero defending himself kind of situation. It was just, I'm leaving the community, so here's this stuff, and here's stuff that I didn't do. So Mike was like, I'm leaving the community, and here's some stuff about Chani and here's some stuff that Chani didn't do. That was really
thing is that like like I've been for what, a year and a half in the community now. I've been friends with a couple of schizophrenics myself, so I can understand the hesitation to cut a friend out, because like you don't know the full story, or but you feel like there's more to it. And then you just have to dig until you find, oh, just this person is a piece of shit. Why should I be friends with them? And just leave from there. I feel it was like the same for Mike, and that's why, and that's like at the beginning, I was very hurt by what he did. I was confused. I was like, "What the fuck did you do, Mike? What the fuck?" But then, like, hearing him out and actually just having a conversation with him, he wasn't hesitating to answer questions. He actually, like, was listening and was not deflecting or anything, you know?
Well, the thing is, I didn't really get that because me and him weren't talking. So I didn't get. So the only thing that I got was his twit longer, and then I got the live stream that he did with Exotic. That's all I got. And so to me, between those two things, to me it seemed like, oh, this, it, like they said earlier, it seemed to me like he was backtracking a lot of his twit longer because he come back into the community.
All right, Creed, here's your chance, buddy. Come on in.
Yo, there was like two questions I have for each of the people debating, and also you, Matt, if that's all right. For Jessica, why was this why was this eating at you for Mike not to be your friend for a year at most? Like, just like not cool with you. Why did that eat you up?
Because I didn't know why.
But this is just
like most of the people that don't like me, pretty much everyone.
She's a woman.
In my, that's
the obvious question.
That's the obvious. Duh. But also, every time that I've had someone not like me, or someone who like just disliked me, right? I either one did something that I know would cause them not to like me, or two, we've talked about it, we've found out exactly what it was that they didn't like and moved on. So in this case with Mike, I didn't do anything to him to make him dislike me the way that I felt he did, which was I felt like he disliked me the way fucking Drama Opinions disliked me because I went after her for her shit takes on her Repsion video kind of thing. Or the way Creepshow Art stopped disliking me because I went after her for her shit takes on Hopeless Peaches. Like, I knew why that they didn't like me, and we had this conversation. So biggest thing, all of my friends that I consider actual friends, all of my friends are also friends with Mike.
Okay. Jesska, I can give the short answer. She's bad, she's crazy.
That too, but
holy shit,
I can barely understand. She bad, she crazy. Okay, I understand now. Thank you. For Mike the Bike, why did you feel the need to leave the community, then come back to clarify lies of a certain person that lied to you?
The thing is, me not knowing something isn't the same thing as being lied to. I didn't know the things that I found out about Chani till everything came out, but she didn't lie to me about not doing it. I just wasn't told it. As for me leaving and coming back to quote-unquote Defender, I didn't leave and come back to Defender. I cleared up the misunderstandings or the lies, and then I left. When I came back.
Can I clarify? I never said you defended her. I said clear up the lies that were told about her after she lied about you. I never said you defended her. We made that very clear that you didn't defend her. You just wanted to just clear out the bullshit that was obvious lies and got to the real substance.
I didn't leave and come back to do that. I did that before I left. What I did come back 2 days after because of because of a GoFundMe I needed to share, but I mean that's a different story. And then me coming back recently was basically because, so I'm not going to get into too much detail about it, but the straw broke camel's back was Hani. All the other things that were issues in my life at the time, by the time I did start coming back, those things were settled. I got a pay raise at my job. I had a relationship with someone. I was in better standing with my friends, and my school was doing a lot better. Those are all things that had happened right when I was coming back. Because at that time, I was like, okay, I've got everything under control. I can kind of just come back, and when I have free time, I can do stuff. Like right now, my school doesn't start till March. That's why I've had so much time to do so many songs and stream. But once school starts in March, I mean, my productivity dropped drastically.
Okay, so the entire thing of you leaving was more to better yourself and to get more bigger priorities finished than YouTube.
Right. That was the bigger reason. I didn't go into detail about that because at the time, those things were in public.
That's your personal life. Yes, that's your personal life.
A certain someone leaked those personal things about me. So when we did the Hindsight podcast, I didn't see a reason to not go into detail about it.
Understandable. One more. What was your feelings when you found out that this person did or say those things? What was your first reaction?
I was just in a lot of shock, honestly. Like, I knew she would make dumb jokes towards minors here and there, but I didn't know the extent it went to. I didn't know, like, the other thing that makes it really bad, in my opinion, is that not only did she have a crush on Bob, she directly told him that she had a crush on him. Like, that to me seems like it's really, like, I don't know.
It's like the Bob's just an ugly name. Anyway, continue.
Right. But like those things, it was just all a shock to me. I stayed friends with her at the time. I said this in the Hindsight podcast that I do with Exotic and Party. I stayed with friends with her at the time because, one, we were still friends. And, two, I was in shock. Three, I was in concern for her, like, well-being. And then four, what's the term called? Is it a caveat? It's basically like I told her that if you ever like mess with Bob again, our friendship is over. And then I think it was in June or July, she fucked with Bob again. And so that was kind of the end of, that was pretty much like, okay, no, it's done now.
Jesus, people, why are people turning into pedophiles these days, dude? Pedophile is going up and rise, like holy shit.
Yeah.
But I understand like you would have that cadence or like concern with that. I understand that, and that was all my questions.
Okay.
Real quick, Chani could not come on because she said it's late at night or something. She doesn't want to be loud. But I did say if you want to send me a statement, you're welcome to. She says all this is just about who defended me or didn't. All I have to say is I don't believe anyone has ever defended me. I don't even defend my action. So this is all useless discussion. I guess that's my statement. Okay. Thank you, Chani. I think you're weird. That's my opinion.
Hey, I'm back.
All right, Tomato Man, you're on there.
All right, Tomato.
Hey, all I really wanted to say is why is that fat bitch, ugly whore Hani here? Like, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. You were also one of the people sus as fuck in my DMs with Zell, bro. You always called me hot behind the scenes. You're fucking weird as shit. You're 355 pounds. And honestly, I do hope you game end yourself in Minecraft because you are a worthless human being. And honestly, you're a piece of shit that likes kids. Fuck yourself. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, Tomato.
How do you end your game in Minecraft?
Allegedly.
I want to point out that this was Tommy's decision to bring Chani. You know, Jessica, you've done so much. I forgot that you defended Death Noodles. Like, it's been so long that I forgot you defended him.
I did. Well, I didn't defend him on, the only thing I defended him on was the debate because Augie was just like, oh yeah, he was trying to run away. He didn't want to do it. And I'm like, bro, you agreed to not do it live. So, like, you can't really say he didn't want that. That was the agreement that you guys made, and you're trying to make it look like, oh, he tried to back out last minute. So that was the only thing I defended on. And yes, and it is, like I said, it might look like I'm being contrarian, but it's just a matter of, that's not exactly what happened, though, because, like, I watched Deaf Noodles thing Or I saw him tweet or something like that, where they had agreed to do the debate off, not on a live, without chat, and then they would release it at the same day. And then when the debate happened, Augie started going live, and Def was like, and then Augie was like, oh, what, try back, like, kind of thing. And then Augie released it, the debate, like, I think that following day, and instead of that Friday when they were supposed to. So yes, it was defending Def Noodles, but it wasn't like defending his dumb actions, because I also went after Def Noodles for the Nick stuff and the John Swan stuff, and in like everything that I put in my video, my Def Noodles video, was screenshots that I had that before Tommy kind of like convinced me to start my channel. That was going to be my first video, was going to be on Def Noodles, and how, and a defense of the Community Brothers. That like when I said that, and Tommy was like, oh, do a defense of Creep Show Art, and I was like, oh my God, you were so right. And that same day I did the defense of Creep Show Art, and I was going to start that series of in defense of whoever was problematic at that time. Because I do see all sides to everything. Like when I'm looking at a story, I'm looking at all, like I try to be as objective and as unbiased as I possibly can, unless it personally affects me. So Mike is right that I started really hating Def when I got blocked after defending him. That's why he blocked me, because he saw me in his bot saw me in the thread defending him, and I got blocked. And then I went into the Discord, and then I added him in his Discord. And I was like, I know I haven't really talked in here much, but you blocked me on Twitter, and I think it's fucked up. I was defending you, and then he unblocked me, saw me bitching about the fact that he blocked me, and then blocked me again. And I was like, so yeah, when it, admittedly, as a woman, when it personally affects me, that's when it becomes a different issue. Like even with the tech thing, like I disagreed with tech on a point publicly, because with the tech thing, for the most part, I was staying out of it. But then there was just something, I can't remember what it was, but he had said something against either Augie or Nick, and I disagreed with it, and I finally publicly said something about it, and then I got blocked from tech from doing it. And then I was like, all right. So then one of his fans was saying something, and I said I was like, oh, so just like I made the petty comment about his brother being in the chat kind of situation. So admittedly, when I get personally affected by it, then it becomes a different story. But as long as I'm not personally affected, I can stay completely unbiased about it. So I won't side. Like I didn't side with Nick just because I like Nick's content and I like Nick. I didn't personally side with Augie just because I like their content and I think they're cool. Like I won't side with people just because I like them as content creators. I won't just like fucking suck their dick. That's just not it. Except Tommy. I'll side with Tommy with anything. So
right. What's your stance on Turkey Tom now at this point?
So Turkey Tom's just the same thing as Mike. Like Turkey Tom blocked me because of my follow me videos. And he said because he said, oh, she's crazy. So I'm like, okay, wait. You're dating a psychopath and you want to block me because you think I'm fucking crazy? Seriously? And like, he wants to play off as this really nice person who's, oh, I'm so nice and I'm so kind and, like semi SJW bullshit.
What?
I'm the most recent half big podcast. It might have been.
Where does he come off as like a nice guy where I'm the SJW guy?
He was saying that he was joking.
He's nothing but nice.
No, I mean like, so like he doesn't like, he tries to steer, like to me, from what I've seen lately after like the D'Angelo Wallace shit, he like steers away from the SJ got the edgy shit.
Jessica, can I be honest with you? When you first started doing this thing on Twitter, where you were like adding people and making videos where you were speaking in a Russian accent, begging Tommy, a bunch of people to follow you, right? You were doing that, right? Tom blocked you, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you just hold a grudge because of that?
Because he blocked me over nothing? I don't hold a grudge because he blocked me. I hold a grudge because he.
It's not over nothing.
Why is that? If he thinks you're crazy, why is that not a valid reason?
Because he perpetuates the fact that I'm crazy.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but everybody thinks you're crazy.
No, but he thinks that I'm the kind of crazy that will literally like wreck fucking Tommy or destroy the community. That's the kind of crazy he thinks. He thinks that I'm not. It's an attack on character. He thinks that I'm going. He thought his exact words.
Hold on.
That's your character.
Wait,
that's your fucking character.
What she's trying to say is
listen.
that Tom thinks that she's a liability.
Yeah, he thinks I'm a liability to the community, and that people shouldn't interact with me because I'll turn against them or something. And this was like almost a year ago as well. And I'm just like, and his exact words were, guarantee in 2 months she's gonna fuck you guys over. And I was like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not gonna fuck anybody over. Like I don't fuck people over like that. Like I make videos about people like Hello Leash and Creepshow Art and shit, but it's all the same shit that's already there, and me giving a different, like a contrarian, if you want to call it, opinion on the situation. I'm not gonna. So he basically was doing, when like Tommy says, oh, I'm gonna blacklist so and so. That's how I felt Turkey Tom was doing, and that's what I feel like Turkey Tom still does to this day, is he tries to blacklist me from the community for no fucking reason.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jesska. I wouldn't trust you with my fucking bedrock.
You wouldn't trust me with what?
Bedrock.
A pet rock.
Bedrock?
A pet rock.
Oh, pet rock. Okay.
How's Kite if you're gonna be?
Don't trust me with that.
You can't understand what you're saying. Hold on, Chani's got her hand raised.
Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna not.
Let's go. Okay.
Good morning.
Okay.
What?
Is that all? You literally said I can't say anything because my parents, and now you're just yelling the N-word.
Hey, Hani, can you say subscribe to Exotic?
Honey, are you gonna talk? Or are you just gonna be muted? What's your statement?
Subscribe to Exotic.
Let's go.
Okay. Do you have any? Are you a pedophile, Hani? I'm gonna. Silence means yes, Hani. So you better answer.
Pedophile. I am biased, so I don't think so.
What? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought she said I am bi. And she's like, I'm bi? Okay. Honey, anything else?
No, I said I'm biased.
Yeah, do you have anything to say to Jesska Pizzle? Chani, is it Hani or Chani?
Hani, the C is silent.
Hani,
if you have a statement, just say it real quick, and then I'll give you to the audience. All right. Jesus Christ.
He's muted.
Hey, you know what? I got the clip I needed, so I'm chilling.
Yeah. Oh, did you record the whole thing?
Yeah.
Hey man, if you want to, anyone who records it has my permission to like do whatever they want.
Yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and do this because this is drama that revolves around something we kind of covered, I think 2 or 3 months ago, something like that.
That's about
Yeah. Gotcha.
One of the greatest things I did was get Mike the Bike back into the community. I literally like resurrected this guy. I was like,
yeah.
Even though he might say that, well, I was gonna come back at a later time, but he would have had to deal with all the backlash at a later time. And luckily, we had myself, Party, Squatchin, and a couple other people who weren't speaking publicly about this come out and defend him. So, but it wasn't because of their own thing. It was because of me, dude. So fuck yeah.
All right, buddy.
I mean, do you want to? Do you want me to lie and say it was because of someone else?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, go ahead and
I don't know how to respond to that, to be honest with you.
it's true though, because I mean, we had a couple people try to like. They would have like little Twitter beefs with people, and they would like come out and say some things like, "Oh, this isn't true" or whatever. But it wasn't that big of a deal. And the main reason why I wanted to like do hindsight to begin with, especially starting off with Mike, was because of the fact that it got to the point where people were just like saying a bunch of crazy shit about Mike. Like, I don't know if you guys seen it, but I wanted to include that part where people were where it was just like spur like points. It was just like Mike's supporting groomers. Mike is oh fuck, what are the other two? Oh, Mike doesn't care about the safety of minors. Like, it was like getting to like the crazy part.
That was definitely the most. I think the saying "I don't care about the safety of minors" was the most vitriolic one.
Yeah,
I mean that person apologized for that. So
yeah, it got really crazy, and it was getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, we don't like this person, so it's okay to just kind of just say a bunch of wild shit about them. Which is why I asked Jessica that question, because it if you kind of put your foot into that territory, then it starts to like just completely go down from there.
Jokes aside, I know I've been memeing as someone who felt weird about Mike at first with the whole Zell shit. He ain't that bad of a guy. He's pretty cool. He's based. He's poggers. I don't hold any ill will against him. He's cool. I was gonna say that's my N-word, but I don't be saying that word no more, so that's my chigga right there. Anyway, peace out, baby.
Hell yeah. All right. I gave Slug the invite. Slug, you can come in at any moment. All right, well, Slug, what do you have to say?
Can you unplug the USB then?
Why the fuck is Chani here? Why is a literal pedophile here? She literally...
She got brought up during the stage. She got brought up in the stage, and fucking Tommy was like, you know what? If she wants to come in, come in. Let's, you know. I mean, the fucking server's about to be... Yeah, the server's about to be behind a paywall soon, so she's gonna get kicked. Like, she's not gonna be able to say anything anyways unless she wants to pay to fucking talk in here. So it's like, at this point, it's just like, if she wants to come in and defend herself, I'm fine with that. If she wants to come in here and fucking say the N-word, I guess, what she fucking did, whatever.
That's valid. Is Chani not a pedo?
No.
How is she a pedo? When did she have like, is she attracted to children?
Okay.
No, I remember clearly that she fucking
this nigga's retarded.
Grooming a literal fucking child.
Okay. Can someone speak that knows the story?
All right. Well, we'll go around. I don't want to go around the table.
We don't want to.
Okay, Matt,
we're explaining this to
Matt,
Slug out of all people. Really, Slug? Like, if it was like a normal
Well, it's not just Slug. It's not Slug. It's everyone.
Let's fucking confirm. Like, in your opinion, Exotic, is Chani a pedo?
No.
Party.
Probably not. No.
Probably not. Okay, let me pull Mike back in. Mike, I know you've already said it. Is Hani a pedo?
No, I don't think she's a pedophile.
Okay. I don't care. I'm not in this situation. I just co-host Shot from the Point, so I don't have an. Creed, do you have an opinion?
I don't know who Chani is, but she's probably not a pedophile. I'm just gonna give the benefit of doubt, you know.
Here's what she did. She made sexual jokes towards a minor. Do you?
Okay, what's with people and like? No, I don't care if she's a pedophile. It's a joke, but still, it's like, why do people have to go near minors? I'm just saying, like,
that's the thing.
I'm
Like,
just saying.
if anything, the most that Hani is a terminally online gross person.
Yeah, great.
No, hang on.
In general, if you want to sext or have a relationship with someone online, yeah. Did you see that? Like, my favorite thing. Anyways,
I'll be right back.
If you want to have like a
let's take over for a little bit. Thanks, Matt.
or sext someone online, and you don't have 100% definitive proof of their age, or you don't care about their age, the most that is gross. It's gross. It's gross, and it just in general, in my opinion, any relationship is dumb and gross.
Phil, you had your hand raised. I noticed.
no.
I gave him permissions to come in.
Phil.
Good. How we doing, folks?
All right, how's your pipe bomb going?
Yeah,
love
mate.
the
All
way
right.
Phil talks.
Okay. I'm not going to throw around like pedophile and that sort of shit. What my understanding is a bit hazy because it was a while back, but I recall she was in some extremely inappropriate, like sexually charged VCs with some people who were underage while she's in the mid-30s.
Yep.
So I mean, I would consider that grooming behavior. And if you accept the terminology of a pedophile being someone who's attracted to children, then the question is, how do you define child? But it is inappropriate, in my opinion. So
Sure. And if she like repeats this, then like I don't care. Like I like she's like fucking weird. I'm like of the opinion like she's fucking weird. Like whatever. Like it's just like at this point it's just like if she wants to defend herself, she can defend herself.
Yeah.
Didn't she have her own platform to defend herself on?
I don't think so.
No, unless you want to count Twitter, but I mean she's not a YouTuber or anything like that. So.
Didn't she delete her socials?
Yeah. Yeah, it's after
that was sussy.
All right. Well, Hani just said she didn't have sexually charged conversations. With
I was gonna say what it was in the middle of VCs, she would moan to get reaction of people.
Yep.
That's more annoying than anything.
I think Mike could probably answer that.
Hang on, just to jump in, folks. Just to jump in quickly. Now, I am not assigning guilt by association, but what I will do is say that she was close friends with Zell, and I believe that some of the behaviour that was done by one was reflected by the other. Zell is someone who was basically expelled from the community for being in VCs, masturbating on camera in VCs with minors present.
Yeah, that's Zell. Yeah.
That's the thing.
I am loading my shotgun with malicious intent.
Okay, Slug.
Who the fuck does this?
So again, folks, there is no guilt by association, but I have heard things about both of them doing similar things to varying degrees.
I will say I never heard anything about Hani going that far at any way.
Yeah. And again, I do not believe that Hani did do that. I don't believe she did go that far.
I think she did do it with Mike.
I do believe that she and Zell and several others that were in similar social circles did various levels of depraved things and were varying degrees of fucked up. Now, certain people went further than others, and I'm not willing to throw throw Chani all the way under the bus, but I think she deserves a broken ankle.
Okay, I did not know this.
Yeah, I even defended Chani on Twitter when people were saying that she had e-sex with Bablova because. I can't remember who it was that pointed me out to it, who I was talking to, but I was talking to someone who is still friends with her, and they were asking me to spell that, so I did. But that's just what I do. Like I'm not gonna I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and just, same thing as what Mike did, I guess. But in that situation. I can
at least admit I don't remember any of the e-sex type deals going on.
I think the main accusation when it came to e-sex and Hani was between Hani and Mike.
Well, I do think that it was e-sex and stuff, but she did say something like she had a crush on someone who was underage.
That was
Zell.
Oh, Tomato is Zell. Okay.
But she did say she had a crush on someone, right?
I'm sorry.
She said she had a crush on Bob.
Yes.
Who is underage?
Yes.
That's
her.
But now you said that was a joke. Was that a joke? Or was she being serious?
She would have to say that. It was in the mixture of a bunch of other jokes in that tweet longer. I haven't read it in a while, but that's the issue. They labeled stuff as jokes, and then went to the serious stuff. it's hard to say what is and what isn't.
I'm gonna get Mike in.
Was it a joke or wasn't it a joke? It's almost like we're talking about Schrodinger's grim.
All right, well, maybe Mike can have
Oh my
something.
fucking god, Phil.
Mike,
it's a joke depending on what the reaction will be.
Hold on, because Mike, yeah, was it when she said she had a crush on
the crush thing was not a joke.
Okay,
that was not a joke.
Okay, so then
then
that's
yeah, that's
sussy.
That's
sussy.
bad. I don't know what to like.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that.
Okay,
was
Mike,
suspect.
since you know more about this, what happened in its entirety, so that we can all know. Hello.
Yeah. So if I can remember all the details correctly, they started off as being friends. Then she would do the same. She would basically tell the same jokes she would tell everyone. They were super sexually charged. The issue is that Bob's a minor, which makes it not okay in my opinion. But she would do those kinds of jokes. Then I think it was in November or December, she told him that she thinks that she has a crush on him, or that she does have a crush on him. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but she basically said, "I have a crush on you." Then in either January or February, she said that she thinks that she was confused about the feelings and it wasn't an actual crush. That is like, you can either take that or leave that. But at the end of the day, she did. Yeah, no, that wasn't a joke. The other stuff, between them, I believe, were jokes.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not the type of guy to be like, give that kind of label to someone, but I mean, that is a bad thing to say in that situation.
I agree. That's really bad.
Like, I don't know what she was thinking in that situation, but yeah, I don't know. Like, this is like no excuse whatsoever, but I don't know if she's like really autistic, like really like low functioning autistic or something. Like, because
like
I'm trying to think like
low functioning, she couldn't use Discord.
Well, no, like I'm being hyperbolic, but what I'm saying is like, if she meant it, then that's really bad. So I'm trying to like say,
I'm biting my tongue.
What was her line of thinking in that situation? Yo, Tomato.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna be serious. So about this whole Hani shit and Zoe shit. No, this is actually serious because I'm actually talking about this shit. The one time I'm actually gonna get serious about this topic.
Okay.
I will say, Zell did tell me, in the middle of us talking while I was underage, she did tell me multiple times that Hani found me very attractive. She found my voice very hot, shit like that. She would constantly tell me these things, and we would be in call together. Hani would just...
She found you young and breedable, apparently.
Exactly. So I'm saying, Hani has talked to many underage people, calling them hot and shit like that. It is not her first time with Bob, and it probably won't be her last.
All right,
I'm going to say a base thing. If you do a pedophilic action, you're going to be seen as a pedophile. I'm sorry.
All right, I just want to point out that Hani has said that she didn't say that to you. That's what she's saying to me. I don't know, like I don't want to like.
Times Zell told me that at least.
Well, we also know that Zell's a lying piece of shit. To be fair, so it's like.
Okay, well, wait. So hold on, Tomato. Time out. She didn't say it to you. She said it to Zell, and Zell said it to you.
The way she would act in calls with me would be also very flirty, very like how she would treat Bob in a certain way is exactly how she would talk to me in a call, and try to be like very flirty, shit like that. Her and Zell are identical in that sense. I will say that they both just fucking liked me for my voice. They thought I was attractive. They thought I was hot, and they would say sexually charged things to me and when I'm around. And all I'm saying is, it's a pattern for them. They have done this multiple times. If you're gonna do a pedophilic action, you're gonna be seen as a pedophile. I'm sorry.
Okay. Tommy, what's up, man?
I'm just listening.
Well, to catch you up on the situation here, Jesska and Mike the Bike had another debate that was pretty good, and Hani has joined the server since you said that
Chani?
You have to be paying for
Chani, the Hani sound is fucking weird.
Is Chani or Hani? I'm trying to be,
It's Hani.
Chani. Correct.
It's Hani, but people call her Chani because it's just easier. It's funny.
Well,
It's
Tommy,
how
if
it's
you
fucking
remember,
spelled, dude. Fuck.
Tommy, if you remember earlier, her name came up. She's the one who got accused of being a pedophile and got outed in the community. She's the one with the high pitched voice.
Pedophile.
The Jewish one with the high pitched voice. Yeah. So yeah.
With the high pitched voice.
So how many? So she fucks prepubescent kids. Is that what she does?
No.
Well, she wants to. That, so a lot of people want to go.
So she's highly inappropriate and fucking.
Very sexually charged comments and videos. With people.
Really highly inappropriate. Not acting very adult-like. Did any police get involved in this?
No.
Well, they never do.
No. It's stuff that's previously been admitted to varying degrees by Chani herself.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying it's a pedophile. Jesus. Pedophiles kill kids and shit. It's just thrown around. So that, I'm
this
not
is why I'm not using that term, and I'm more using her behavior's more.
There's something wrong with her. She needs her fucking head examined. Chani probably needs her head examined too.
Wait. I know a way to examine it.
It's grooming behavior, basically. Yeah.
Oh well, she's here right now.
Hello?
She's here. Yeah.
Is she?
Please use the
Hi,
normal voice.
I just wanted to say something about the thing that Tomato said. First of all, I've literally been only once in a call with Tomato Man. Once or twice. So I don't even know what he's talking about.
Bitch, you capping on my fucking name right now, Jit. You was always up in calls with me all the fucking time, always saying horny shit, you dumbass fat broad.
Hey,
Shut your
how
bitch up.
How old were you at the time?
How old were you?
I was 17. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? And you're gonna act like it's such a fucking victim?
I never talked to you, and I never talked to you sexually ever.
Tommy, I get it. You didn't want Zell kicked from your server either. I get it. It's whatever.
But I don't get it. I never talked to you sexually either.
No,
I don't
always
understand.
call
Why are
me
you
hot and shit
coming
like
up
that,
with-
bitch. What the fuck?
I gotta be honest with you. I feel like you got called hot and you're calling her a bitch and a cunt. And I'm not saying she's not out of line and what have you, but you sound just as fucked up as she is.
Who else was in the call? Because I never once said to you that.
That's dude. Why are you capping on my name right now?
Why are you capping on mine?
I'm capping on yours. What?
Yeah, come on. It's just ridiculous. You're gonna talk to her by the way, I don't buy your victim status because if you're truly victimized by this, you wouldn't be here right now. So you're accusing her of clout chasing, which maybe she is. No, you wouldn't.
Who said I was
clout chasing? He's just saying.
Oh, I was 17 at the time. Oh, tears.
Tommy,
Jesus
did I say
Christ.
that she was clout chasing? Tell me that.
Hey! You're capping on me?
What
are you really? Are you gonna?
What does that have to do
You're
with
capping.
clout?
That's everything you do. You're trying to make it over my name.
Who else was in the call to me?
Well, I didn't say that. So you didn't say that literally. So it doesn't. So we're getting into some kind of semantic debate. I'm talking about you. How do you go after her like that? That's what I get. I'm supposed to fucking feel bad for you because you've somehow been victimized, and in a way you are. It was completely inappropriate. But she comes on the call and you start fucking.
I didn't even tell him those things.
You shut up. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not even joking.
Why?
But
I didn't
Jesus.
even tell him those things.
Okay, everybody, calm down.
I just want to hear from Tomato Man if there was anybody else in the call,
Zell was in the call.
that heard me say that to you.
Probably all running back to their friends after you flirted with them and laughed about it until they feel they can make a federal case of it in the internet. That's probably what happened.
I did send all the shit to the police.
You said all, and nothing happened, right?
Yeah, nothing happened.
That's how seriously they take stuff like this.
Yeah,
they don't.
They don't really
What police department did you send? Do you have a case number?
Let me fucking check this Zell shit again.
Well, can I give some context here, Tommy?
Sure.
Because
his issues are against Zell, not even me.
Tomatoes. Chill out. Tomatoes a pretty cool dude.
I'm gonna hear what Matt has to say.
Tomato's a pretty cool dude. He's pretty chill. He's pretty chill with Tipster. He had a situation with Zell. Do you remember Zell? Zell's like a 30-year-old. Zell was 30 years old. She had a sexual relation. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Tomato. I don't really want to get into your privacy, but they had e-sex and they had
She was wanking on camera and VCs with minors.
And he was 17 years old all the time. Which is, can y'all shut the fuck up for 1 second, please? Thank you.
We have 15 people in here, Matt. That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay, so they were having e-sex. That is a crime. That is a crime. He was underage. Sure. She is 30. That is a crime. I just want to make sure you have the context before we jump into the argument.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just like the thing that gets me, you bring her in and start calling her a fucking bitch right away. All right, why bring her in? I mean, like that's ridiculous. If you want to sit there and I guess you could tell her like how she hurt you and how things aren't the same and how that then go for it. You clearly were victimized within days of being a fully fledged adult. Yeah, I got that. But so it's just like.
Well, I mean I do kind of agree with Tomato in the sense like he was underage.
And he was underage, no doubt.
That I mean, like there were things exchanged there, and that is illegal. That is completely illegal.
That's illegal. Yeah, it's one of those things like if an 18-year-old guy fucks a fucking 17-year-old girl and they're both in high school, cops don't do anything about it. Well, and cops don't get involved in something like this. Yeah, they don't get involved in that either. They actually don't. That's the thing with this line. They didn't do it when I was a kid. If I was sleeping with my boss, no one's gonna put her in jail over it. It's just an internet. It's just a way to fucking make waves online. That's all it is. So
I don't think Tomato wanted to make waves online. That's my opinion.
No, I don't. And I think now I'm starting to remember. He's Tipster's friend, right?
Yeah. Tomato. I don't think Tommy knew who.
And at the time, I think he handled himself quite well. But now he's here, and this is kind of a public venue. And we're doing a screaming match, so I mean, I just don't like if it would just stayed where it was. Yeah, sure, but
okay, a little more I mean, Chani did kind of come into the server, and like, there's been like people don't like Chani for whatever reasons and stuff. Tomato has come back and forth doing jokes and stuff, and at this point, he just wanted to be a little serious and kind of add some context with Hani.
I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if that's fair to do that, Tomato Man. And I'm basically like, if you're gonna come in here and crack fucking jokes and then all get up serious, I mean, just doesn't vibe right.
We weren't talking about that situation at the time. I do understand your point, though. I do see that, and I will say I did come in here more hostile than usual. Probably shouldn't have done that. You are right.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I don't care if you come in hostile, but it's just my thing is having it both ways. You're a kid. You're a child in the situation. By law, I mean by days. But I mean, there's a certain amount of sympathy, and I think anybody that had e-sex with you is just an unbelievably irresponsible adult. Pedophilic actions, stuff like that. Yeah, I guess we're mincing words here. I think you're dealing with a bunch of very stupid adults that really, very stupid adults. You're not responsible at all, and I'll give you that. But I mean, it's been a year, right?
It's been.
And now we're joking around, and then we're gonna attack Chani. I don't know, man. It doesn't.
We were
vibe.
joking around about previous stuff. Like I talked about a basketball game earlier. Like that's what we were joking about. We weren't joking about this.
Have you had this problem your whole life? Is everybody just throwing pussy at you? That's over age.
Dude, ever since I got the fucking voice, like I had the opposite of Hani. Instead of young boys coming at me, it's older women.
Really?
It's fucking crazy, bro.
It's fucking funny.
Holy shit!
I don't know.
You didn't need to kill the retard, man.
That's too funny.
But you're still here, Slug. What do you mean?
I know, but I'm talking about the high-pitched retard.
Oh, the other retard. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like I can sound like her too. It's not that fucking hard.
I need a fucking voice changer to sound like her.
Come on. I guess I just have a problem with the no road to redemption type of thing. I mean, you were 17. You're very close to being an adult. You knew as a kid, even though you're not legally responsible in any way, that this is inappropriate to behave this way. Yeah. You legally don't expected to have the agency. But I was 17 once too. And it's just like, all right, fine. Do we really have to act like Chani and even Zell for that matter is Epstein? No, I think that's that seems to be like there's no in between with this stuff. You're either Epstein or you're fucking you're clean. And I think that's my problem.
To Epstein though.
Epstein, really?
Zell had a big history of showing her tits, her ass, her fucking pussy all over.
All right. Did she do anything did she bring young girls or boys to an island and rape them repeatedly for years on end? I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You made my point for me. I mean, it's just so.
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Yeah, she's Epstein. No, she's completely fucking insane adult. You know what she reminds me of? What was that when I was a kid? They had the teacher sleeping with all the students. What was her name?
Oh.
Yeah, and then she knocked her up. All right. She ended up in jail, too. She ended up in jail. All right. That's what I would say Zell is. That's kind of on the same level. And I think there's just a difference now Like, if you guys remember, like, I even though I got dumped on anyway, I didn't necessarily stick up for Zero, but I talked about a path redemption and fuck ups and things like that, right? I understand when you have so many, like, especially since the 80s, so many murders over pedophilia. People just, they hate it. And I'm with them. But I mean, it just seems like there's no examining fucking any case in an individual. Everything's like, is it below 18? That's pedophilia. Well, I'm sorry, I don't subscribe to that. I think that's ridiculous. So I think people should be made fun of and goofed on. But is Tomato Man in serious danger? Well, the Epstein girls were. The Epstein girls were in serious danger. So, I mean, if we're going to conflate everything to the most insane shit possible, it's just like, there's no different than, like, Trudeau or any of these other jackasses. Well, those guys are fucking, they're like waving swastikas. It's like, everything's just a complete extreme. I don't think for a minute there shouldn't be some kind of consequences. Let's make that abundantly clear.
If 18 years old is too old for you, do you deserve redemption? I don't really think so.
You don't think? Well, I mean, then we can agree to disagree. I mean, how old is like Zell she's a fucking grown ass.
She's 30.
But I mean, if somebody's like 19, 17, 19, even 20,
30 and 18 years old,
college and high school, high school, is it pedophilia? Really? It doesn't even meet the definition.
Yeah, but the problem was this girl was 30. It was,
like, it's still not pedophilia. Pedophilia is prepubescent. I mean, words have to fucking matter.
But the fact remains it was legal. She probably
it is. Is it?
You're right.
I mean, we're talking about a female and a male. A female can't prey on a male at that age. As I mean, a 17-year-old boy can fucking rip a 30-year-old woman's head off. Yeah, so it's just like then we all of a sudden have to treat Zell like, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer or something. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's no nuance in any situation. There's just pedo. Now, look, you could disagree with me. You could think that's pedophilic, even though it doesn't fit the definition. That there's no
masturbating in these days with kids, dude.
Yes, no. What kid? A 17-year-old kid? Is there younger kids than that? Because fill me in. Is she masturbating with kids younger than that?
Just me that I know.
Just him. Okay, so I'm sorry.
So
is it pedophilic? Can we look up the different definition of pedophile?
So if going with Tommy's path, she would be a hebephile.
Oh, I'm not even getting into that whole fucking bullshit. I'm just. Here's the thing. Let's go pedophile.
I don't want to get into that. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm on the side of shutting
the word pedophile. People that prey on the prepubescent. What Zell is, there's something terribly fucking wrong with her. Yeah. But is it indicative?
No, you're right.
Right. So for all we know, Zell could be on some kind of fucking crazy medicine. For all we know, she's got some kind of brain damage. It's just like we go to zero to pedophile in a minute. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, I was very clear very early on that word's thrown around too much, but I also said
women. I tell you, historically, do not prey on there are situations where women in jail for usually preying on other girls, by the way, for something you might call pedophilia. Like I've heard about 30, 50-year-old girls attacking prepubescent other girls, but this is not the fucking same thing.
Yeah.
This is
it's
not
fair to say it's inappropriate and it's grooming.
If we're going to conflate every fucking fucked up situation with pedophile, I think it's the same thing as like what we're doing with I Am Alex. You really just I don't think you do much help for people that are actually victims of pedophiles. I think you conflate it so you can feel fucking good about yourself, like you stopped something it didn't. You didn't stop anything. He's 17. And then we can all feel good about ourselves and beat ourselves on the fucking chest and say what badasses we are. And it's not. There's nothing badass. They're sick. Yeah. And he's 17. I'd fucking banged her too. Well, I did the same thing. How did I grow into such a normal human being? I had 2 kids, got married, and I'm sure Tomato Man will grow up and be normal too. If he stays offline, I guess. Fuck you. That's all I mean. And that's what I tried. That's what I tried to do for Zero, but I got mollywopped for that shit. I'm so glad I'll never get.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like when I did contact her police department and shit like that, like the Kingsland Police Department in Georgia, straight up told them everything, gave them everything, emailed them a few times, nothing ever came of it.
There's all sorts of fucking problems. I know when I went to the cops over the Pescator thing with Nick, the cop told me this. He's like, hey, dude, we sent him the tape, and the cop said, you got a case. We could definitely arrest this guy. I was like, really? Yeah. Here's what's got to happen. Nick has to come to fucking Atlanta. What? Or he could file a charge in Long Island. And he was like, good luck with that. I was like, okay, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Yep. That's exactly how
everybody makes such a big deal of this shit fucking online, and the cops will never get it. Yeah, it's exactly what happened to you. You do see me. I do remember you now. I do remember. The tips did speak highly of you.
Because like I should have. I called our police department. They were like, "Where are you located?" I was like, "Ohio." They were like, "Huh, good luck."
I'm not saying this so I could speak like give sex creeps a break. You know, I get it. I understand why people are angry at sex creeps. They fuck up kids' lives and stuff like that. But I think it's gotten to the point where it's almost like a moral panic, like satanic panic levels.
Well, I think something happens where something gets lost in translation and it becomes either you're either with them or against them.
It becomes binary, and that's never good. That's never smart. You know, it's like, I mean, each situation is a little different. No, I get it. A guy molests a fucking 12-year-old, 3-year-old. Oh man, lock that motherfucker up for life. He's a danger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some fucking crazy middle-aged broad is talking to a 17-year-old. That's light years a fucking way. That's light years away. Inappropriate. Maybe it should be punished. If they got
I think it should be punished.
You think it should be punished? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure. Yeah. If they arrested her, you wouldn't see me fucking crying for Zell.
Yeah,
if you got a phone call from the police, Chani, I wouldn't be crying for you either. But I mean, like, let's put this stuff in perspective. You know, you all right, Tomato Man? I mean, I'm not being a wise ass this time. Like last time, I was being a little bit of a fucking wise ass because I thought you were being a wise ass. Obviously, you're not. Is everything? You think everything's going to be all right? Are you just embarrassed over the situation?
I mean, I'm not really embarrassed, to be honest. Like, I'm older now. I'm 19 now. Like,
oh wow,
I'm more okay with it. You know, like, yeah, like I've learned to accept it and move on. But I will say, her being in the communities that I'm around, it does give me a bit of a like, it just makes me more like, I'm trying to think of like the right word to think about.
Hesitant?
Like, yeah, more hesitant and more like angrier. Because I'm like, well, like, why are we giving her another opportunity just in case?
Who's we?
Okay, look, I want to point something out. Just because she's in the server doesn't mean we're giving Hani an opportunity. It's just,
Yeah, I'm just here to fuck around.
Well, here's the thing. You spoke. No, but see, the thing is the language you use. Why are we? Well, I'm not a part of a we. You know, I mean, I you come in. First of all, this is all getting paywalled up. All is paywalled up, and Hani will be a paying customer, or if she wants, if she wants to be. And after that, like, other than on here where we're doing a show, you know, people are going to be treated like customers, and we're going to have the customer-patron relationship, and they're going to be treated with respect, and they're going to have to deliver it back just like you would if you were to go to the store or what have you. I don't know, and I actually argued with Tipster. I don't think it's my fucking responsibility to police the internet. So when you use things like we, it's like sort of a collective. I don't know if you've listened to my show. I hate authority. I don't know why I was in the Army so long. I don't know why I liked it so much, but I really resent, you know, authority. I really resent. I've always had an issue with it. I really resent sort of groupthink, jumping on groups of bandwagons. If you ever notice when there's some fucking, like, I'm all for Ralph, they're not even done with it yet. I'm already 2 weeks away from it. I can't stand it. I can't. And another thing is, because once you enter that group mentality, then I can't do my own thing. Then I can't create what I want to create, or these organic moments. It'd be different if Chani like really hurt somebody. Then I'd have to make that decision. There are going to be people I'm going to ban from the server. There is a line. I don't know if Chani crossed it. I don't know if Zell crossed it. I don't know if she could put any of my customers in danger. Now, I do feel bad that it makes you feel uncomfortable, you know? But if this was a crime that took place in your neighborhood, she would still be allowed to fucking pick up a prescription if you had to pick it up at the same time. See what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
And I will respect your opinion, and I have never watched your show, really, so I don't really know anything about...
I heard nothing but nice things about you from Tipster, that you're just a stand-up kid. Nothing but nice things about you.
I will say, I do get a bit angry.
And you seem like it. You seem like that kind of guy.
Tomato, I just got sent your tweet, so yeah, you definitely get pretty angry. I can say that.
Yeah, like I do get very angry very quickly about, especially topics around this type of thing. Like, I mean, we all fucking do.
Yeah, everybody does, sure.
Like, it's a fucking.
I mean,
it's a lot.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but can we talk about the fact that Chani posted lolly gore porn to Twitter?
What? When did I do that?
It wasn't.
Hey, you can bring in Kitten Fantastic for that. She knows a whole lot more than I do.
You really stepped on something, Matt. I swear.
You brought her. You said she could come in. I didn't do anything. You said she could come in.
No. This whole.
It was I sent her the invite, but you said she could come back in.
I don't care.
I never posted lolly gore porn. I posted gore porn.
That's no better, you fucking idiot.
Well, no, I mean, in fairness, I guess
That's a good bit better, actually.
That's a little.
That's better. That's better.
Most horror movies, like fucking Friday the 13th, that's like pornographic.
Yeah, but it was like hentai gore porn, so it's not like real.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal? Is
No.
there kids involved?
No.
Did you send it to a kid?
No.
All right, that was funny.
That was the rumor, but no.
Yeah.
Let me watch his mic.
Hey,
oh my fucking god!
Hey, man.
Thanks,
Are you still angry about what happened to you? Be honest with me. Are you still angry?
Like against Zell?
Any of these women?
I will
You're
say
right.
I am angry against Zell, and I do hold some hatred towards Chani as well.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little tip. I am not a religious man. I don't go to church. I was raised Catholic one time. One thing I did learn, and I'm being quite serious, and you don't have to do this. The best way to get over anger is just forgive people. Just go to fucking, I don't know if you should go to Zell because you're a little old, but honestly, I think that's the best way to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
And you'll feel, if you're not lying to me, and you really feel some sort of, like, something that really makes you uncomfortable, obviously she should say her sorry, and then you should, like, forgive her sincerely. And I guarantee, like, any kind of issue for both of you, it just, like, goes away.
I will say, Chani has not really interacted with me, at least. I will say, Zell, on the other hand, she's like obsessed.
You said that I told you that.
Yeah, you ought to. It's your time to be quiet. You got to listen here. I'm helping you out. It's your time to be quiet, young lady.
Yeah,
be quiet.
She's 23 years old.
Hey, honey.
Young lady, I'm 45. I can say what the fuck.
Anyway, but yeah, like
it really helps.
Chani, she hasn't really spoken to me since all that shit went down. I will say that. But with Zell, on the other hand, she has been a pain in my ass for real, bro.
Oh, really? What's she done since?
Like,
Is she still talking to you?
Like, one time I was streaming and she came into the chat and started, like, harassing me in my own fucking stream.
Oh, that's so weird. All right,
like,
fuck her.
And, like, I was like, bro, this shit happened, like, 3 months ago. Why are you here? And
Can you forgive Chani? Can you forgive Chani?
I could be open to it.
At the end of the day, I want to point something out real quick. At the end of the day, this is Tommy's thinking.
Wait, I just want to say something. I didn't do anything to him. Like, I never told him. When he said that, I flirted
Well, you
with
did
him.
something
I
inappropriate
didn't.
when he was 17. Well, you did something really appropriate when he was 17. It's obviously
But I didn't do anything appropriate against him, though. I didn't do anything against him.
What are Chani's charges? Let me so I get. Maybe
Tomato is.
She said, "Wait a minute." Chani said something inappropriate, and we fucking ran her out of the community.
Well, there's two different guys here.
Let me
She talked to a 16.
Okay, one at a time. One at a time.
Can I explain it? Because it's my thing.
No,
So
because
I
it feels pedophilic hearing you talk. I gotta be honest with you. So somebody else.
That's what I've been saying.
That is not fair, yeah?
All right. Now let me help you, Chani. Just let me help you out. I've always been nice to you, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me write. What happened? And so one person explain it to me, please.
Tomato, go.
So.
Chani!
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry to help you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Quiet.
All right, sweetie. All right.
Tomato.
What did she do?
So, there was the first guy, Boblova, where she basically was flirting with a 16-year-old, shit like that. That's not really my situation a lot. But
I want to know about your situation.
So for me, she would tell Zell, like, she found me very attractive, said my voice was hot, shit like that. Just genuinely making me uncomfortable with these statements and shit like that.
Did you ever say that you were uncomfortable? Like, I don't really appreciate that. I'm only 17. Did you ever say anything like that, in fairness?
I did say a few times in the chat, I was like, 17.
Chani, did he say that? Did he say he was uncomfortable? Did he say he was uncomfortable when you spoke like that in front of him?
I never ever told him.
So he's lying. So you're saying he's lying. No, you're just saying he's lying.
Yes, because like I've only been like twice in a call with him. I've literally, I really spoke to him.
So you're saying this never happened, period.
I never told him that I found him hot or that I was flirting with him. Never.
Are you telling the truth here? Good. Here's the thing. This is a really all right. If that didn't happen, then you hold your guns. All right. But if it did, and you're lying to me, you're not doing yourself any favors. All right. And it'll probably like help you on. Because look, I know where you're coming from, right? To a certain extent. I know you grew up in a very different situation here in Europe than a lot of these guys are. And I know, your Jewish community, like they interact differently than a lot of the real Western world. You're kind of like, I guess in Belgium, or it would be the equivalent to almost the Amish in our country. So I know things are different, and sometimes when you express yourself, and especially when you go from that very conservative world you're from, and then you're kind of thrust into this anything goes world, you can do something socially that's like wrong, right? So what I'm telling you is this: if you did it, you should apologize to him right now, and I think he'd be very open to forgiving you. And I'm telling you, you'd feel better, and you don't have to go on, and you don't gotta lie or do any of those types of things. And you feel a lot better yourself. Look, I don't think you did something unforgivable. I really don't. I think it's because of your upbringing, your conservative background, and then being thrust into this world. All right. And you're just trying to have fun. I get it. And I don't think there's anything wrong. You made a mistake. You did something inappropriate. Be a woman up and admit it. And then I think we can all move on. Okay. Let me hear it.
I did a lot of mistakes, but that wasn't one of it.
All right. Chani, you're making a huge mistake. I'm telling you.
But I'm not saying.
Well, I don't want you to admit to anything you didn't do. But I think if you did do something that made this kid feel uncomfortable, I think you just apologize and we can all move on. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna apologize for something I didn't do. I'm gonna apologize for the stuff that I did do.
Okay, so what did you do? Let's hear that then.
So I told a 16-year-old that I had a crush on him, which was wrong and fucked up. And yeah, that's basically it. Well, I mean, I also made a lot of inappropriate jokes against him, and a lot of people are upset about that as well. So yeah.
Okay. Did you talk to that person? You apologize to that kid?
I apologized to him like right after I told him.
Okay.
A few times, like a lot of times. But anyways,
Well, look,
I'm not proud of it, and I'm definitely
I don't
sorry
think you're proud of it. I don't think you're fucking irredeemable either. I just want to make that 100% clear. All right. I don't think you're an irredeemable person, and I'm sure you've been hearing that a lot for the last 12 months. And I don't think that's doing anybody any good, but let themselves feel better that they stepped on Chani the pedophile. I'm such a strong, tough guy. Now get the fuck out of here. Everybody knows in the chat. Everybody knows that's horseshit. Tomato Man. She obviously didn't come clean. She is saying you're lying. You got two options. You can hold your ground, or you can forgive her anyway.
Can I ask a question? Because Tomato, didn't you say that she didn't actually tell you that Zell told you that she said that?
She did say it openly to me once.
You said you heard it
behind the scenes.
All right, I don't want to get into details because we're already past these. So you got options. You don't have to do it right now. I'm not trying to make a fucking show out of this or anything. I don't even know it is a show, but it's just something to think about. And then I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm going out for a cigarette because I'm actually trying to help for real. You know, you too, Tomato Man, because I know I got a bad. I feel a little bad because I got a bad impression of you, Tomato, like right away. I got a really bad impression, and
you kind of jumped in there, and
I was out of line. I'm gonna apologize for that. You seem like a good kid, and you listen, and that's hard to come by. But I'm telling you, if you're telling me the truth, and I'm kind of starting to think you are, that Jesus shit works, man. As far as like forgiveness is concerned, not everybody's entitled to it.
I don't believe in Jesus.
That doesn't matter with you. That's why you're fucked up. Listen.
We get it.
Hey, because you killed him.
That was the Romans.
Okay. Yeah, but the Jews pull all the strings behind the scenes.
Okay, Tomato Man, go.
Well,
Okay,
Tommy, some nice words.
Thank
I
you.
do believe that I could apologize and just be like, I'm sorry to you for just kind of.
I didn't say apologize. I said forgive. I want to make that clear. I'm not telling you to apologize. You're the victim.
Well, yeah, I'm still gonna apologize to you because I did come in here hostile.
Yeah.
And it did upset you, and I'm sorry about that.
No, that's a wash, dude. I didn't.
No.
I didn't give you a chance. You seem
I
like a really
think
good
I can forgive Hani.
Mhm.
No.
You can forgive Hani. It's very big of you if you forgive her of something she won't admit to. I can, but you should only forgive her if she did what she did too. I mean, for the same thing. And I'm helping you both out here.
I think I
like
can forgive her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna go have a smoke, guys. Take care.
At least she
Chani?
didn't show me her ugly pussy like Zell did.
Come
on.
Let me tell you something. I've never seen a pretty pussy in my life. If you had it anywhere else in your body, you'd have it removed.
Tits were like a 2 out of 10 as well. It's
2 out of 10 would not smash.
I want to mention something real quick. In fairness to Tomato Man, is it possible you were in a VC with him without realizing you were in a VC with him and said that?
No.
Okay.
Like,
I don't find him hot. He's ugly.
Wait. Aren't you the same Chani who freaked out on Edwin because you got mad about some, like, emotion control thing? Like, you were sounding like you were pissed, or is that another retard?
Wait, I'm
Probably another retard.
Probably. Y'all.
All right, hold on.
Hold on. That might be Missy.
There we go.
No, she won't groom you.
Hi,
Yo!
long time no see, Hani.
Hi.
I may have been tuning in at the end of this, but I just wanted to ask a question. I know you've apologized for some of your previous actions, right?
Yeah.
But I've been noticing you kind of like lingering in like people's chats sometimes and shit. Okay, even after what you did, I just don't think there's a place for you in this community. I don't know why.
No, I don't want to be in a community. I mean, I don't expect to be in a community.
I mean, you're kind of here right now.
Yeah, but I'm
But
just
is
helping
that
out.
really in the community? Does that really
Yes.
equal?
Yeah, like,
Yes,
I mean, I'm
yes,
not.
yes.
I'm just
You have
only
a
just.
platform. You groomed a child.
Well, honey, I wanna give some context here. Tommy said, like, look at like. Here's the thing, you're kind of a tard, so we like for tards to call in. So it's like in this situation, it's like, you know, if you want to call in and we'll make fun of you, that's kind of our thing, you know. And you know, Tommy offered you to come back or through Jessica. You said no. I saw the screenshot. You said no, but then you changed your mind. Why is that?
Yeah, I just wanted to be like around. I don't want to be in like in calls with you guys or stuff like that.
Hey, you come in and listen. I don't give a shit what you fucking do. You can kill 6 people and you want to listen. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, just want to like listen and watch
you
and
can listen.
hear out. Like I don't want to.
Yeah, but I mean, there is something to be said. Like, I don't think the Tomato Man said it correctly. I mean, you did do something appropriate.
Tommy C is the most accepting server.
Yeah, I think we're most accepting community, and I'm not getting involved with other people's communities like I used to, and it's just like it feels like I'm in a regiment or some shit, you know, like God, it's just about laughs and fun and shit, you know. And then, you know, when I do something serious, like, you know, I'm pretty proud of the Afghanistan thing. I bring that up a lot. Yeah, like we get something done. I mean, this is not about me. Like I've never been impressed, and I don't know why, because I'm in the commentary community, with people saying, "Look at that bad person." It just doesn't impress me. It does nothing for me. I don't know. Maybe it's my libertine spirit, I suppose. But you know, there are some things that are irredeemable. There are some things that are, you know, that are irresponsible. And I you know, you throw people fucking away. I can't listen to a fucking show. You know, come on, man.
Aiden, you got anything else, Aiden?
Nope.
All right, thank you, sir.
Aiden, what is Aiden? Aiden was here the whole time?
Yeah, he asked the question.
Oh, okay.
All right. Zip Zap, I'm gonna invite you.
Hi. What I wanted to ask you was basically, so you just want her to lurk around in the community, not like just like lurk on the streams? Like, is that what you?
I don't care what she does. I'm not in charge of her.
All
I'm not
right.
charging you. I'm not charging everybody.
I
And
know.
I don't like this idea of me becoming a cop over fucking listening to YouTube shows. I think it's kind of authoritarian. And I'm not a police officer, you know?
All right.
You know, I have no problem saying like people doing fucked up stuff. I'm not sitting there and I'm not even telling you to forgive her. And the only reason I told
I know.
Tomato Man, because he legit, and I believe him now. I like really do. I believe that he's uncomfortable by it, you know? And I have empathy for that. And I just, you know, like, but I don't, it feels like a witch hunt. It really
you feel
feels
like she's being targeted, like for no reason.
No, I think she's being, you know what it is? I think what she did, you know, there's a certain amount of like bad things are going to happen and you got to expect it. But at what point is like, but the whole thing around it seems to be she's irredeemable, you know, or someone's irredeemable. And I mean, I think you make a better argument with the other girl, but all right. So she said something inappropriate to a 16-year-old. She was 24 at the time. You know, I fail to see the danger. Now, if you showed me a guy that was coming in, let's say I don't, but like 13, 14-year-old fans. And keep in mind, I have a daughter. She's going to be 14 in a couple of weeks. All right. And he was asking for their number and stuff. Okay, I think that guy poses a danger. I don't think Chani in Belgium, conservative Jewish Chani in Belgium poses a danger to anybody. I think that's a reasonable deduction.
Didn't Winemaker come from like Belgium or something like that?
Yeah, well, but he actually.
I'm not comparing her to that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But he actually, he did put his hands on a kid. and he did go to jail.
But don't you think, like, here's the thing, I don't think that can be really used as like an excuse, because like this person's been on the internet, right? They've seen allegations go by, they know what to do, and honestly, I just think that the person really messed up, because I know things are different over there, but like the internet's everywhere. Don't you think? You see where I'm coming from,
what
right?
do you want me to do? Like, yeah, I mean,
No,
I
I'm not
don't know
asking
that I
you,
disagree
I'm
with you.
just saying,
Yeah,
like-
I don't necessarily disagree with you then. You know, I mean, if that's,
'Cause it's like-
I'm not saying, I don't think I'm calling, I'm not saying like, don't go after Chani. I'm just take what she did in perspective of the words that are being thrown around, like pedophile. Predator,
Well, I mean,
groomer. I mean,
I feel
those
like
words,
groomer
those
is
words
probably-
mean anything. Those words mean something. And I think it's just like a false rape allegation. You know, you just kind of degrade actual victims of that kind of stuff when you throw it around so like easy. That's my personal issue with it. I don't think this equates. I think it's conflated. That's what I believe. You being angry with Chani, you saying this is unacceptable, well, you're not getting an argument from me. But I mean, my whole thing is, let's be real about what's going on here. That's all.
I feel like you're coming from the point, you feel like these words that are like being levied towards her are like having heavier weight than people realize, right?
No, I think they're wrong. I think they're untrue.
You think they're untrue?
No, I think they're untrue. I don't think this equates to pedophilia. It's not. I'm not sitting there and saying don't bully Chani. I don't think that came out of my mouth. I'm saying I'm interested in the truth, and the truth is that doesn't make even Zell, as fucked up as that broad is. All right, that it's not Epstein. You know what I mean? Now, look, I get jokes. If you want to make jokes, I'm not going to say don't make Epstein jokes. But like,
I don't feel like she's like a rapist or anything like that. But I would say she probably is a groomer, honestly.
She's a what?
I would say she probably is a groomer.
All right, let's take a look at the word groomer. All right. Groomer can be used in a non-sexual sense. Like you groom dogs, you groom hockey players, you groom anything. What was the end game for Chani?
She was talking to a minor inappropriately.
No. That's not what I said. What she was doing, what made her a groomer? Like groomer has to get from A to B. You have to be groomed into something. What was she grooming him into for her evil plans?
Probably maybe for a relationship, because like when you tell someone you have like a crush on them, like wouldn't you like expect like them to have like receiving feelings?
Here's what grooming normally is. All right, this is what I'm talking about conflating. Usually it's a guy in the neighborhood that would talk to my son and say, hey, you want to come over and play Minecraft at my house? And then slowly over time slip in sexual conversations to make it seem normal. That's not what happened here.
But she did say sexual stuff too.
I know what she said. It doesn't compare to what I just gave you an example of some guy talking creepy about my son. That is grooming. I explained grooming. All right. Your definition of grooming doesn't match the definition, and it doesn't match the behavior. That's all I'm saying. And that's my problem. You want to go pick on Chani? You want to bully Chani? Bully the fuck out of her. I'm
not like bullying her. No, I'm trying to.
No. I'm not even accusing you of doing it. I'm telling you. I'm literally when I say something, I don't fucking care. It's not my job. I'm not a cop. But if you want, this is a show about opinions, and we're talking. Like my opinion is, this is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. Am I sitting there, oh my God, she might kill herself? And oh God, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. What I'm saying is the words that are being thrown around do not compare to what she did. The pedophilia, things like that. People that can't get a fucking hard on without thinking about a child. This is not the same standard. And I think what's happened is we have a witch hunt, Salem witch hunt mentality over this stuff, and it's become somewhat of a moral panic. So we use words like that. There's a communist under every rock in 1950, and now this is like pedophilia. And I did watch this with, we had the Satanic Panic when I was a kid, which is also based around pedophilia, and it's just ridiculous. I want to call it what it is, and just adults acting inappropriately, it's extremely inappropriately. I don't want to compare it to somebody who hunts children, and that's what grooming is, hunting.
Well, I necessarily don't think she's like hunting like children or anything like that. But
she's grooming. Grooming.
Yeah,
grooming them.
Okay,
grooming them for what? For what? What's the end game?
Okay. So basically, your definition of grooming is that like they have to build up to like it has to be slow. It has to be slow. But she just went in right away.
And I'm saying you're changing the that is that yeah it is. That's what the original. And I'm saying the definition has been changed conveniently from what it actually was and what it actually meant to be able to basically be an ad hom and a catch-all. That's what I'm saying it is. It's a catch-all now. So that's not it. Grooming is something you work on over time. That's what grooming is. That's what it always. That's why I tell you something. If you really think about it, if you guys paid attention to my pyrocynical stuff, I broke that right open for him. And you know how I did it? I asked Emery, or what the fuck is that kid's name? Matt?
Honestly,
Ivory. I asked him the definition of the fucking word, and he didn't even know. It's just so casually thrown around, and I guess that's my problem. It's the same problem I have with like false rape allegations. You're fucking over the women and men that are actually, they're actually victims of this shit, and people are less willing to hear them out. So I think this is ridiculous. I think like Chani's kind of an idiot, she kind of a tard, but that's it. So am I allowing her back in my community? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
She's not going to be hanging out in voice chats with us. She's not going to.
Here's another thing too. This like I said, this place is. We're opening up another fucking server. She may not have the same fucking luck on the second server that she will on this one. But this is for paying customers. This is for content. I think we're delivering it. In the last couple of days, I think we pushed out more.
Maybe like it's probably gonna have like more adults in there because I don't believe like children are gonna pay for it. So like,
yeah, well, I think that might help. Yeah,
I mean, if she's like a paying customer and stuff like that, honestly, like
she's a paying customer.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I probably wouldn't feel comfortable with it because like those comments and everything like that. That's not me like being sensitive. It's just me speaking my general opinion.
Sure, that's
but,
that's your opinion.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
I can't stop her from listening. I can't stop her from joining. I can't do it. And
honestly,
I don't think she poses a danger. I think the worst thing she could do is make some people uncomfortable that probably have their own issues with this shit already. I think the only guy, in my opinion, that has anything to say about that is her so-called victims. And I don't really... like everything else I think is projecting their own issues onto the situation, like pedophile, like groomer, and that's not my problem either. That's between the parties, and I just don't want to like this idea that do you realize one of the reasons I told Tipster this too. I go, if I throw her out, I'm making a statement that I have to get involved with shift like this. What has Tipster done? All right, this is just a criticism of a guy I like. He's always fucking involved in some goddamn Discord drama. Like constantly, right? It affects his thing. It's what got him in trouble with technical.
If you take away the homies role, bro, I mean, it's all.
I don't know. I don't think I'm in his server. I talked to
the homies role, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's all over. Like if I ban Zell or ban this or ban that, now I'm making I'm making like almost a police action. I don't have the time. I don't have the interest. I'm strictly here to entertain people, and then if they're kind enough to become a member or something, interact with them. And that's a customer patron interaction, you know, and that's what I'm responsible. I've always saw myself as somebody who serves. And this way, like, you're buying a service, and if I can make you laugh or something like this, I am not here to fucking make the world right. You know, and another thing is, like, you know, I see a lot of people fucking talking shit. When I do throw myself into a charity, when I do try to make something right, I make sure I get it done and finish the job. I don't just fucking beat my chest. I actually do it. And I'm just sorry, this is not something I want to, this is not a fight I want to, like, enter. And I'm not going to sit there and say, you can listen, you can't listen. You know, it's kind of what they're doing with Joe Rogan now. And
I don't feel like you can control people listening or not. I don't feel like that's your, like...
But I can throw her out of the server, and I can ostricize
her. I'm not
her.
a server, but, like, I just feel like you can't stop someone from listening. People saying that, I don't really understand that.
If she becomes a problem, she should be treated like everybody else. But everybody's getting a clean slate in this server come, I think, next week when it gets paywalled. Everybody's getting a clean slate. If there is some kind of problem, another thing is we're gonna have a rule in this server. It's gonna suck, except for, like, you know, online content. No fighting. That's gonna limit it. I don't think the chat's gonna be as active as it is now.
During the free radio. During the free radio.
Yeah, the radio. Yeah, we could suspend that.
Yeah,
over here.
Stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna have to support, like, where. Oh, that's a good point. We'll have to move from chat room for that. But, like, main chat. If somebody says something nasty to you in a DM, it wasn't my server. That's a big thing. They get a fight with DMs, and they send me the DMs. Look, this guy said this, he said that, he threatened to dox me. Blah blah blah. I'm not a cop, man. I'm not a cop. Take care of yourself. Use the block button. You know, I mean, like, that's what.
I feel like doxing's much different though. Like, if they're, like, outwardly doxing members from your server only,
it is going to be depend on how outrageous it is. If Tipster calls me up and says, I got somebody putting addresses in my server and he's using yours, bye. That's good. There is a line with this shit.
Yeah.
Right. But it's got, that guy poses a danger much more than fucking Chani does. You're going to have to actually pose a danger to my customers. You know, propose a danger. Be. It's got to be a little more than. I got news for you. Like, being uncomfortable, and I really feel like, I mean, I'm going to sound like the old man here. The younger generation has been convinced that they're entitled not to feel uncomfortable. And I mean,
that's true in some aspects.
That is not the. No, it is just not the case. It's true. It's true. It's true in the sense that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories where I got guys getting out of the army now because most of the guys I serve with are getting in their 20. He's like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, the world's got to stop. What? Are you kidding me? I see it online every day. Now, I'm not saying that's you or anybody in this chat or who knows, but those people they're a stick in the spokes of society. And
I don't live, like, any liberal areas or anything like that. So, like, I never experienced people complaining about being uncomfortable or anything like that until I got online.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, maybe that's the real world. I'm not a young person anymore, so
that is the real world. It's that's the whole biggest thing is online. It's everything is so incredibly blown out of proportion, and the shit people complain about online would never be. Going to sit there and say, "Oh, you got braids in your hair."
Having people on there like attention whores. We're talking about people who never step foot outside. Honestly, none of them are going to go anywhere except for, like, a welfare check or something like that.
Yeah, become president. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ! Fucking Prime Minister of Canada.
Trudeau's costume was the best, bro.
But that's just the way I feel about it. By the way, everybody in the chat, you're more than you absolutely, and I appreciate that nobody called me a pedophile through this whole thing. I really do.
Oh no, I
didn't think you would. You know, I didn't think you would, but you know, some people would, and
I got bad news, Tommy.
Pedophile. I feel differently than you, and you know, here's another thing. So, let's say I keep this policy, and I find out, like, somebody gets hurt. Well, I got to change it. And I gotta say I'm wrong, which I don't have.
Well, like, here's the thing: where she's already, like, done it before, I feel like it is a risk because here's the thing: unironically, these days, working and, like, being around children is a privilege because so many people, I don't know what it is, they just cannot stop, like, being like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's usually men.
It's usually
men. It's normally men. Female pedophiles are unfucking heard of. So I just don't think there's a risk. The age is so significant. I mean, if I find her, I mean, God, even if she's doing DMs, it's fucking. I mean, I'm not a cop. She starts talking in my server. She starts talking dirty to kids, and it's got to be a little more than a fucking sex joke. Like if she makes a sex joke, so and so is fucking 17. Oh no, we're not doing that. All right, so that means she's a pedophile. No, because I've seen stuff like this before. It's got to be pretty ridiculous, and I got to be honest with you. She can't post in here. She can't post memes or anything. She's never to get known fuck at, by the way. If she's posting fucking.
I was aware that we still doing the
never getting that. Although we're gonna rework that whole system too.
As long as I don't lose mine.
All right. Anything else, Dipsat?
Well, honestly, I can't convince you or anything like that. Like, honestly, how I feel and you feel differently. I feel like you come from more like an old-fashioned company standpoint, and a lot of people today come from like a newer standpoint of how companies should treat
The newer
people.
standpoint's stupid. Look at those kids.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some of it is, but I feel like some of it is necessary.
I don't know. I mean,
But,
people are
like-
just as intolerant of this shit as I am. I just I've been young. I've done stupid things. And
I just think
don't
it
like
doesn't
the
matter if
idea
she's a
of
girl or not.
20-year-old people, which I view as kids, and I'm sorry, guys, that are just like, that make a massive fuck up, and I'll admit it's a massive fuck up, that they just can't, they have to be punished for life. There's something very authoritarian about that.
I don't know. Like, I feel like if someone does like a crime, they should just be like left alone after they serve their time and just not really talk to and like not put them in the same position where they can
I
offend
agree.
again.
Time served, Chani. Thank you very much, everybody.
No, I'm not trying to say that, but like,
No, I know, I do. I'm trying to say that.
I know.
Well, I mean, my thing with the Chani in this server kind of situation and people being uncomfortable with it and thinking, oh, she's going to do something. It was one situation with Bob Lova that she did, right? If she's in the server and then she does it again, that's one thing, but you can't predict the future. And at this point, is it at a point where you have to prevent
server,
something?
not somebody else fucking server. It's also it would depend on the weight, but it's got to be in this server, in our chat, not in fucking DMs. I'm not babysitting people on this off platform. I am not.
It's sad people just don't know how to act, really.
Well, you know, another thing too is like I know there's a certain somebody who likes to pick fights in DMs and then send them to me and say get rid of that person.
Thank you so much, Zipzap, for calling.
Everyone should follow Zipzap. She's a great artist.
Yeah, no. Mike, did you want to say something real quick, or?
No, I don't really have any. Not that I can recall.
Okay.
I got home like 10 minutes or 15 minutes ago.
Gotcha. Fucking Slug said he had a really good point he wanted to make, so why not?
Oh my god.
No. Like, I can agree with Tommy on this. Like, it's not his responsibility. And, like, this is coming from a guy who's new age and everything. Like, new SJW bullshit. It's very strange to see people. While I myself have been guilty of like doing that guilt by association, being like, oh, that person did this somewhere, get them out of here in my community. It's this idea of mob mentality just fucking up everything. Like, it's not, like, I agree, it's not your fucking responsibility to do shit for people doing anything that's not in your designated area. And I myself, giant capitalist. You pay me money, you can do whatever as long as you don't piss me off. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Slug. Appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Exotic Slug.
Oh yeah, Tommy's back. Okay, Tommy, I you were gone when I said this, but I want to actually thank you for saying what you said about grooming. Because when Mike made his twit longer, he actually got like a lot of shit for saying that in his twit longer that
Mike who?
Mike the Bike.
Mike
the Bike. Well, he said it wasn't grooming, and they got a bunch of shit.
He got a lot of shit, and people
it's
were
hard.
saying
It's hard to take a stand on something like that. Believe me, I'm in a much better position to do it, than he is. In fairness.
And people are saying that he was like defending groomers and shit like that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, all the typical fucking you're a communist, you're a traitor to this country type fucking thinking, and that's kind of like what I'm sort of speaking out against. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We're not talking about clear cut pedophiles here. We're not. It's not the same situation. It's not even close.
Yeah, because I used to think that way too. Well, not too much, but like I used to understand when people said like, "Oh, Hani is like a pedo or like a groomer or whatever." I used to be like, "Well, okay, whatever, right?" But I mean, and I talked to Mike about this and like privately when he first was like when he was completely gone, and we had like a private conversation about this, and he was explaining to me why he doesn't believe that she's a groomer. He was going basically saying kind of what you were saying, and then yeah, he basically was doing the same thing, and I was like, you know what, he kind of helped me open my eyes about these actual definitions. And that's why when Jessica was talking about, I actually talked to Jessica and made a comment saying, you know, I don't really think it's okay if someone does something wrong to then kind of escalate that and just say a bunch of other crazy shit about them. Cause like people are doing that with Technical's brother. They're saying, oh, he's like a pedophile or he wants to like do stuff with kids and all that's crazy shit. And Mike the Bike in his Twitlonger, he was saying things like, he was trying to clarify that the things that we're saying about Hani were not true because people were saying that she like raped a 6-year-old and all this other crazy shit about her. And
yeah, I mean, he's trying to stick up for her, I guess. I mean, there's no real point in trying to even deal with
and
people like
then
that.
you got the game of telephone where like people start like hearing things and they go with that, you know.
I heard, that's
yeah,
true.
and that's been a problem within like our small community of just like viewers who are like little small content creators. So
yeah, I know there's always going to be drama no matter what, and there's nothing I can do about that either. But I certainly don't gotta like. I don't know. It's pedophile is a very strong word, and I don't like when people. I mean, I wouldn't have stuck up for Zaza the way I did. You know, there's no real benefit for me to do that. But it's not all I want to do. You know, and this is not all I would not. This would not be on the regular show. This would never happen in a million years.
Yeah, this is why it's on the radio show.
Yeah, it's on the radio show.
And you can get this type of fucked up shit.
Yeah, I understand. This is like small drama that no one's gonna really care about.
Yeah.
To us, it's like I guess it's.
I don't know about y'all, but the Discord like popped the fuck off during this whole thing.
Yeah, because you get all the viewers in here. That's why.
Matt's a good fucking host.
Creed has something new to say.
Of course he does.
Oh,
all right. Here we go, Creed.
I have a question for him actually.
Hello, Creed.
I wanted to jump in earlier when Tom was explaining people, you know, going on witch hunts when people throw out bad words. I kind of agree with them on that because it's very frustrating when people are taking words that need power for very bad situations like tomato situation and just using them to the ground. It's like just pulverizing them to the ground to the point they don't actually have power, to the point that we can get into serious situations.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I don't know if I like the word power, but I mean that's what people say nowadays.
Well,
I think we agree with each. I think with each. It's just the way I agree with you. I just did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, if Chani's a pedophile, then what is fucking Epstein? You know, I mean, it just. You know, I do think like words matter because truth matters. All right, and you can't like it makes a gray area on like what the truth is once we speak. So if it's that simple and it's that clear cut and it's that binary, which nothing is, then it seems like you'll never know what'll happen. So like we just heard about what Pee Wee Herman. Right, and apparently he got off because it's not anywhere. It's only this. He got arrested, and they dropped the charge or something. So
like Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
he's gotten off on every time they've done any investigation.
Dude, he threw out the gay bait. He just say, "Hey, I'm a."
No, he didn't do that in court. He didn't do that in court. When they went to court, they didn't have enough evidence.
He went to court. I never thought he went to court.
Yeah, and he beat it.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
what?
Because they had nothing on him. All the shit we heard
the top 1% pedophiles getting off. This shit's kind of fucked up.
There was more nuance to it, and I think that's the thing. Is, you know, that's such a it's such a strong word, and you think of like a Ted Bundy or some shit like that, or you know, a child killer or something, or somebody that, you know, is like, hey, you want to come over and I'll give you ice cream, you're like that guy. And I don't think, you know, that's if you're putting Chani in, then you're putting a square peg into a round hole. And so our communication's all fucked up.
And also one more, I think it was kind of annoying how people like to associate, okay, because she's in a Discord server that someone owns, that person is now responsible for everything that she does.
Yeah.
Even though there's hundreds of people in the Discord server.
Well, here's the thing. That's an uphill battle for me because that's what I'm going to be doing. Like this will be my battle against dropping DMs or the golden rule. Like, no, I am not responsible. I'm not responsible for for doing this. Now, there are some things I don't think it's 100%. There are some things I'm responsible for. But, what you guys do on your own, I am not responsible for your internet and your behavior. I'm responsible for the platform that I perform and the rules and how they're executed in here. And basically this server is going to become kind of lame, I suppose.
Well, weren't people saying that about like Eugenia Cooney about like, oh, there's a predator in your Discord server and oh, you need to do something about it?
Yes, that's the exact same. That's the exact same argument. People are
Bingo.
trying to
It's
use right
really
now.
that's a really good point. Yeah, that's it. There's like what? Like how the fuck should she know? God.
Yeah,
and people throw those words. Like you give her the benefit of the doubt on having doubt because like this shit's thrown around so much, it might be more bullshit.
Well,
like who knows? Maybe they're smearing this guy. I mean, you here's the thing: you see people getting smeared and canceled, and they don't even have followings. So I mean, if somebody throws something like that out, I'm almost instantly like I'm more apt to deny it or not believe it.
Can I add to that? When I was watching the Eugenia Cooney situation, that hit me close to heart because my brother, before he passed away 3 years ago, actually battled with anorexia for most of my childhood. So that kind of hit me in a certain spot because it disgusted me that people are willing to lie and say I'm helping this person by fucking this person over and giving them more mental.
Yeah. They're not helping them at all.
That shit kind of disgusts me, and I honestly just don't allow it. People like that should, in my opinion, be made fun of and shamed.
Yeah. I don't care if any of these people get made fun of or they're fucking bullied or any of that. This more had to do with the truth in words and blowing things out of proportion. I do think I'm a responsibility. I think simply put, if somebody is in danger, I don't think Chani is putting anybody in danger.
So what's up, Evan? How was your day?
A little stressful, but chilling down, cool, and having a dinner, and then trying to listen. And everyone's like, "Join." I'm like, "All right, fine, I'll join in between bites." What's the town hall for Chani being a pedophile or what?
Well, this started off as a debate between me and Jesska.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, the MikeTheBike drama.
Did you make up?
I don't think they made up, but they kind of had it like an agree to disagree.
Okay, that's good. All right, fine. Why did I do this to myself? I'm sitting there like cooling out all the drama. Like I should be just exploding.
You're the arbiter of Spurg drama now.
Exploding. What a nuts fucking mad job. Fuck that. I'm
getting into like sub community drama is like the biggest cancer, man.
It's really big cancer. So I've decided instead of fucking try to avoid it, I'm organizing it. Yeah, I'm gonna make fucking drama. I'm gonna fucking cancel.
Now think about the
Matt
mic
Pitt
drama.
needs
weaponizing autism.
Matt Pitt needs a PFP of like the Kingpin, but without a leg.
Yeah. But I will try to solve them when I can, or I have the energy.
Yeah, I was surprised that Jesska had an issue though too, because I was under the impression that like, oh, the mic drama, and we already covered that like 2 months ago or something. So I didn't
even know there was
mic
mic drama.
Yo,
yeah.
There was mic drama. I didn't even know Chani was a pedophile.
Wait. Wasn't the mic drama the whole Chani shit?
Yeah, and he kind of got roped into that.
I think that girl was harmless.
And people were trying to like disavow Mike and throw him under the bus, and it was pretty.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, Mike didn't fucking listen to me when because nobody listens to me when I told him how to handle it. So
is that true, Mike?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, of course you didn't remember. Stay the fuck out of it. Of course you remember.
Hey, did you show off your cock to anybody?
Told you, stay the fuck out of it and do. I forget exactly what I told him. It's been a while for me too, in fairness, but he didn't do anything I told him.
Like, Mike does good music. I'm just confused on why anyone went after him. Like, was it the guilt by
It was like
association
splash damage. Like they zeroed in on Chani.
They took my twit longer as like me like defending her.
Yeah.
And since like it was me defending her,
I would have told you not to make that twit longer.
Like, I read through your twit longer. You weren't defending her though. Like, I may be retarded, but like.
Anything can spin anything the way they want it. So
people were mad that they didn't. That he didn't say exactly what they wanted.
They want bingo.
That's not
There you go.
Yeah, they wanted Mike to come out here and say, "I disavow Hani. We were friends before, but I don't want to talk to her ever again, and she's like a pedo and all that shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, that. I have my opinions on Chani. I think she's weird, but going after Mike over her shit, that's not pog.
Yeah, believe me. I think me and Nick got in a fight over that or something. I forget what it was.
Chani, if I can ask something real quick. So you were excommunicated from the community. Why do you proceed to keep coming back? Like, what pushes you to keep commenting on videos or going into trying to chat to people or et cetera, Like, what keeps you wanting to come back? Like, why do you want to come back?
I don't want to come back. All I do is I just enjoy drama in general. Like, I enjoyed the whole day of drama and watching the content. So for me, it's just enjoying the content and not really being in the community. To be honest, I never really considered myself part of the community. I just was around, watching and commenting and just being there,
That's
That is
fair.
part of the community, though.
But however, you could if you wanted to, if you were really into the drama, you could make an alt account or something and just be away from the community in the sense that nobody knows who you are. You can
That's the thing. I mean,
comment.
I don't even comments or be in chats anymore much. All I do is just from time to time random videos if I find something interesting. I don't know.
I'm not trying to make friends.
But I do notice that you like to go into a comment or something and either make fun of yourself or make a joke or something. You've done that.
That's how I usually deal with everything. I just joke around because for me it's all just a way to handle it, I guess. And also when people call me all these things, when people call me Goomer and Pedo, at first it did bother me, but after a while I kind of just understood why people think that. It makes sense for people to think that if I do something fucked up and then people react to it, I shouldn't be upset at them for reacting to it.
Well, and then Tommy C today said that that's not a good label, so.
Well, I don't really care if people call me that label. I mean, it's understandable why they think that. I mean, they're upset. And it doesn't bother me because it's just words and it's just the internet and it's not a big deal really at the end of the day.
Do you regret doing your interview with anonymity?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a terrible interview.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that was a great interview.
Shut up.
For me, because I had to dig through a bunch of content to figure out how to format the podcast and shit. I was looking through everything.
I'm just surviving off a G4 right now.
At first I didn't want to do the anonymity interview. I told him no. But then afterwards I kind of just thought about it and I was maybe I could try to put things in try to explain things, I guess. And then I did the interview, but yeah, it didn't go well. So.
Do you regret everything that happened with you and Mike now? Because he kind of got thrown into this as well.
Definitely. I felt in the beginning really didn't want to be friends with him anymore because I felt I'm taking him down with me. Mm-hmm. So I kind of just wanted to but I don't know. But I also didn't want to be didn't want to lose another friend, so there two of those sides. But then I kind of messed it up even more. So eventually, just Mike was "Fuck you."
No way.
Yeah.
For just so you know, Chani, I can at least say that it's better that you're able to recognize this shit. Yeah.
Well, I have something to say. Honey, how come you kept going on Twitter and then just spurging out at people and stuff like that? What was up with that? I'm not trying to just be a dick or anything. I'm just kind of curious.
No, definitely in the beginning it was definitely difficult. All of it to handle it. At the beginning I definitely was upset about it all. At the beginning I definitely was spurging out. At the beginning I was fucking I bully bullies.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, I Bully Bullies tried to defend Hani and Zell, and nobody, and not even Hani and Zell were on this guy's side. So yeah, he's a retard.
Bullies is a fucking idiot. He's now calling me an abuser for shit that never happened. So don't if he goes and defends you, don't let him. He will fuck you over.
Well, yeah, I didn't let him. Besides, there's nothing to defend anyways. I I did really fucked up things. Like, I still, you can't defend it. There's nothing to defend.
Have you sought any help in IRL, like your local rabbi or like a psychologist or anything like that?
Yeah, a psychologist, but I recently moved to Israel, so I don't have that anymore.
You have.
Welcome to the motherland, I guess.
I was full Jewish.
Hey, no, Hashem alone, free Palestine.
Okay. Any other questions for Chani?
Doesn't sound like you caused them any trauma, right? You didn't fuck them up.
I'm more just.
Hope not.
Wait,
I'm just
who?
more surprised that Chani's admitting and improving.
Wait, fuck who up? Wait, what?
Bob.
Oh, Bob? Well, I can tell because I appear in his stream every now and then. I like to watch his content a little bit every now and then. But from what I can tell, I mean, he doesn't seem like he's like super like messed up about it. I mean, I don't know how it makes him feel like 100%, but I mean, maybe he may feel a little bit weird about it. But from what I could tell, it's not like maybe like living in his head all the time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, realistically, it sounds like, ooh, I flew with an older woman.
Do you know if Bob has like forgiven Chani or anything like that?
In the beginning, when I apologized to Bob a bunch of times, he did forgive me, but then afterwards, I don't think he forgives me anymore. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean...
What? You want to know something, Chani? A bit of advice. No, you don't need to have people forgive you. And this is coming from someone that the community doesn't like. Yeah, like, not everyone's gonna forgive you. And if you're wanting to improve on your shit, do it, but don't make a show of it. Don't be like I bully bullies and openly say, oh, I'm gonna improve. No, just shut the fuck up, improve on your shit. And you want to know something? Yeah. I haven't heard about you since you got excommunicated.
Or don't spurg out on Twitter. Like, that's another example.
Yeah, like, outside of that, all I'm gonna say is, like, don't be like I bully bullies. You want to know why people are still stuck on my old shit? Because my new shit, I'm working on my shit. I acknowledge my own fuck-ups. You are improving because you're acknowledging your fuck-ups and you're trying your best not to do it again, right?
Yeah.
So...
that sounds bad, like she has to try.
No. I'm trying to be nice here.
It's really hard not to DM Linus right now. Oh my god.
Oh god.
You have to do your best. Do your best,
No,
Chani.
no, I must say, this is very unorthodox of you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Alpha. Bye.
Yourself.
Alright, cool. Alright, well.
I'm gonna go to sleep, and thanks everybody, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for talking, Chani. I really hope you get your shit worked out.
I haven't told this story in a long time. You ever hear the don't stick your finger in the fan story?
The what story?
Don't stick your finger in the fan.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think I heard you tell that story on a stream.
I'll tell a story and then I'll call it a night. I'll try to get some sleep. So it was a similar situation when I was a little younger, like 11. And we had a fan, like a regular. I don't think you can sell them like anymore. It was just a big steel fan. You turned it on. They didn't go back and forth. They aren't like they are today, and it just went back and over there. So there was a kind of a hole in there, and the only way to like get hurt by the blade of the fit was to actually stick your finger in there, which of course is insane. I'm 11 years old. I'm not an idiot, right? And my grandmother like had me for an entire week. So my parents were like on vacation or something. And like we'd watch TV or like something like that. And she'd say, well, I'm going to bed now. Don't stick your finger in the fan. Like, what do you mean? There's a fan right there. It's hot out. You ought to keep it on, but don't stick your finger in there. Okay. This goes on for days, 2, 3, 4 fucking times a day, and it's my little old grandmother. And I would like as soon as she left the room, every time she walked out, don't stick your finger in the fan, And I like when I started like clutching my fists. I was so angry that she thought I was so fucking stupid that I would stick my fucking finger in the fan, right? So 3 times a day turned into like 6 times a day, and 7, everything. Like, or if I walk by the motherfucking fan, don't stick your finger. I was literally like losing my mind. But there she is, my little old grandmother, just worried about me like I'm fucking a little kid. And then it started getting more intense. And it's like a day or two before I was fucking supposed to leave. She started yelling downstairs. Is the fan on? Yeah. Don't stick your finger in the fan. I think I got driven to insanity. To this day, I don't know what happened. Right? I got so angry and so insane. I got on my hands and knees. And why that fucking fan, that old fucking fan, right? Was turning. I stuck my finger in there just to see what the fuck would happen. And what happened was exactly what you think. I put my finger in it and went, you know, it went thunk. And it stopped and it made kind of a funny noise because it had to get rotated. And all I could see her upstairs. That's why I always laugh at the movie with the Christmas Story. It's like, is there something wrong with the fan? No! Did you stick your finger in it? No! Okay, don't stick your finger in the fan. I think she drove me to insanity. I really do. So I was like 11, 12 years old. Whatever I did, I stuck my fucking finger in there. And then I had to go around the rest of the fucking 2 days and hide my pointer finger in my right hand because it had a big fucking, like, you ever get blood in your hand that gets like black? And that's what I had. You know? Yeah, so that's the don't stick your finger in.
Wait, there's a good you had a good ending to that story. Your parents come and pick you up.
I shoot her in the chest because I was mad at society and like the
well, no, your parents come and pick you up. And your parents come and pick you up, and like the parents are like, "What's up with your finger?" And your grandma's like, "Oh, he stuck his finger in the fan."
No, that didn't happen. I hit it like the time. I did not want to hear her say, "Did you stick your finger in the fan?" No, that didn't happen.
Okay, well, you told it on a stream once. That's the ending of the story.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, the ending is like you had like an ending. Okay.
No, I didn't. I just said it. It was all bullshit.
It was a good ending.
It was good. I don't remember saying that. I must have added to it. No, that's all bullshit. No, nothing happened. I spent the next couple of days like, why did I do that? And like, I started like, sort of like thinking like she drove me insane. Like I kind of think she did.
Yeah, it sounds
like I literally had a momentary lapse of insanity. You know, like why would I do that? It was like, I don't know.
It's one of those psychology things where you tell someone constantly not to do something and then end up doing it.
It did, yeah. It was weird. Well, because I started saying stuff to myself like, how bad could it be? You know, like I almost was convinced if I did something, there was something in the fan that I was going to get that was great that she clearly wanted to keep me away from because she's a fucking bitch. You know, I mean, that's like I literally lost my mind. And I knew it, like, as soon as my finger, like, went funk. I mean, I knew it. I knew that, yeah, I clearly, I'm insane. This shit hurt, too.